Come on now. You know what this is, and you certainly know why we are here. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles live, worldwide live, sponsored by New York Hardcore Comics, The Organic Grill, the Texas Silver Rush, Chain Reaction Records, and Skateboards, DTFM, Vinyl Distro, who will be joining us today, Chacho's Tacos, and, come on now, Generation Records. What's going on out there? Gina B, what's up? In a minute. Nice to have you back. What's up, Ray? Shout out from Jupiter, Florida? You know? What's up, Lori Dawn? Yo, I want to shout, it's a big, hold on. It's a big Women in the Pit day. So I want to shout out Lori Dawn and Gina and everybody. So that's what's up. I'm excited that, Bob Riley, what's up? How's things up in Troy, New York, man? Have things calmed down since last time I was there? Jesus. Yep. Gajewski, what's up, man? My man. All right. The great show cometh. Maurizio, ciao, everybody. A very Italian riot girl tonight. Okay. Is that right? I got to ask her about that. Yo, what's up, Michael? You know what? It is Sunday shout out day. So here's the first one. Shout out to Choke of Slapshot, Boston, Mass. All right. Rat Bones is on Wednesdays. Rat Bones isn't on Sundays. So there you go. That said, what's up with you, bro?
What's up?
What are you working
Sunday
today? What are you
working?
working?
A little Sunday overtime. Christmas is coming.
All right.
Beautiful day in the neighborhood.
How was your show?
And hello to the women of the pit.
How was your show the other night?
The show. Thanks for coming, by the way. The show was great. We had a great time. Kingsland, Crippledurn, and Zaguri.
Bro, everybody sucks. Dude, everybody sucks in that room, dude.
It was a great night.
You were good, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And
we had a blast.
I thought End of Hope was good.
It was good. I didn't get any pizza, though. I was a little pissed.
Why? Did they close the kitchen?
Oh, man.
So here we go.
Are you frozen?
It's going to be that kind of a day with Steven Messina. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you froze up on me.
Listen, man, it's that kind of a world. Let's do photo of the day.
Let's do it. Absolutely.
Here we go. Boom. Now, this isn't going to be one of those days where it's like, all right, who's this? Let's insult the poor guy.
Right.
Because this poor bastard just died. So tell us about it. What's up? Let's get right to it.
This is one of the legendary rock photographers in the history of the genre. This is Mick Rock. He just passed away. I think he was about 72. Absolutely legendary photographer. His resume is classic after classic. His album covers Queen and Iggy Pop, Lou Reed, David Bowie, Joan Jett, Sid Barrett. Just one of the greats.
Yeah, I got that.
So many like, and to meet him, he was like the classic English rock star, with the accent and palling around. Yeah, look at that right there. That's only a fraction of his work.
Bowie, Lou Reed, the Ramones, Iggy, Sid Barrett.
Yeah.
Ooh, Queen, Joan Jett, Rory. What you know about Rory Gallagher, bro?
Rory Gallagher's good shit.
What do any of you know about Rory Gallagher? And don't front,
I'm a Rory fan, actually.
Yo, Rory Gallagher, man.
Yeah, just his work is just and he, like that Queen album cover in particular, that was all his concept. Like he was mimicking a Marlene Dietrich picture for that, and that became like the definitive Queen image, and
oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, so many incredible shots he took over the years, and I actually shot him at a Ray-Ban event years ago. And then I got to meet him about right before pandemic.
Could you
He did a
send me
Queen
that?
exhibition.
Yeah, here you go.
And just really, really one of the heavyweights. There he is. In fact, do you know who that is with him?
Yeah, that's I do know who that is. That's not Multipass. That's not Fifth Element.
No.
Multipass. No, don't tell me. That's
okay. I'll be impressed.
She is like a supermodel actress, right?
She was on a show called The OC, I think, back in the day.
Ah, yes.
Her name is Misha Barton.
Yeah, Misha Barton, right. There you go. Pepe got
and
it. Multipass.
Multipass. That was, what's her name? That's the girl from Resident Evil you're thinking of.
Love that movie. I've probably seen The Fifth Element about 100 times.
Huh.
Yep.
But yeah, he was just that was a big loss. Like he's up
like
there like Bob Gruen
he's
and
like a
people
rock
like
star.
that. And just, coming from where I stand, like that guy's up in like the Rushmore of rock photographers.
Yeah. He took this one.
Look at that. I mean, that's a heck of a shot right there.
You know what? I was thinking about how it's incredible that Iggy Pop has outlived these other two guys in this photo.
I know.
It's like Iggy Pop's the last man standing in this photo.
It's really something. I mean, and it's funny because
and he's lit right here. He's like,
oh yeah,
my man.
I mean, that's
shouting out, got to shout out Billy Psycho. What's up, Billy Psycho?
Hey,
checking in from upstate New York. What's up, buddy? Yeah.
And I'll shout out JoJo. I saw JoJo chiming in there.
Is that? I want to put this one up one more time here. This here is some of these iconic shots that he took. I didn't realize that he took the Sid Barrett cover.
Yeah.
That's Sid Barrett. That Sid Barrett record is disturbing.
Yeah, that's an acquired taste. That record. He's that
was the soundtrack to my life for a while. The two Sid Barrett records. Woo! You don't want to go there, man.
I love like the Piper at the Gates of Dawn, like the first Floyd record, and
Madcap Laughs is dangerous.
He was a very, very unusual dude,
Yeah, don't listen to that Sid Barrett stuff unless you're ready to take the ride, man. That stuff is disturbing.
We'll have to ask David Gilmour about it when we get him on the show.
Yeah. Yeah, I listen to that stuff now, and I have like an allergic reaction to it. It's like
I love it. I mean, you got to be in the right headspace.
That's not easy. That's not easy listening for me. And neither is Alice in Chains. Like before, the old. I can't listen to that stuff, man.
What about Beefheart? You ever listen to like Trout Mask Replica?
Yeah, I'm talking about like Alice in Chains and Sid Barrett, where basically every song is about I'm on drugs, I'm losing my mind. Like that's not easy listening for me,
I gotta have a hobby, I guess.
Gotta have a hobby, right? All right, bro.
Well, I'll see you guys. I'm really psyched today. Really looking forward to Veronica. So I'll be here next to the trains.
What's that behind you?
This is awesome.
What train is that behind you?
Oh, that's an M7. That's the. This is like the current model. We have the M9s on the other side of the yard and the diesels.
Trains are still running on diesels?
Well, the diesels are the big double-decker trains. Those are the ones, they don't go everywhere, but those are cool, though.
Right on.
I still feel like a kid with a train set here, so.
On a Sunday, getting paid overtime.
But I'll see everybody at the end.
All right. See ya. All right, what's up? This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles live. And we are sponsored by New York Hardcore Comics, The Organic Grill, the Texas Silver Rush, DTFM Vinyl Distro, Chachos Tacos, Generation Records, and Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards, located in Lakewood, Colorado, is the Rocky Mountain headquarters for all things punk, hardcore, and metal. Established in 2014, they have the largest selection of records, CDs, shirts, stickers, patches, and accessories between Chicago and Los Angeles. From the pit to the ditch, they got your back. Get in touch with them at www.jreactionrecords.com. How about New York Hardcore Comics that opened in 2013, selling comic books, punk rock, and hardcore memorabilia, toys, statues, skateboard decks, vinyl, and all things horror. We love helping bands push their demos and new tracks, so please stop by and drop off your new music. We have in-store events like Magic the Gathering and Warhammer tournaments, which I can attest to, because when I did a book signing there recently, they had a Warhammer tournament going on after my book signing. I didn't know that such things even existed. Warhammer tournament. Plus meet and greets with bands and some live performances. Open 7 days a week and shipping worldwide. Find us online through Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and eBay. Located at 117 Main Street in lovely Dobbs Ferry, New York. www.newyorkhardcorecomics.com. Want to mention upcoming show this Wednesday. The infamous Tom Soares is coming on the show. The guy who produced or engineered many of your favorite records, including Leeway, Born to Expire, Judge Bringing It Down, Agnostic Front, One Voice. We got to ask him about that. Cro-Mag's Best Wishes, Marauder, Master Killer, which I was there for. Killing Time. So that's this Wednesday. We're going to chop it up with Tom Soares. So go check that out. Oh, you know what? I want to shout out Jimmy Coxis. I want to shout out Jimmy Coxis, who's home watching the show. He's got COVID. You know what? Seems like a lot of people are home right now, have COVID watching the show. The show's enjoying a resurgence. People are home watching COVID. People are home with COVID. It's horrible, man. But yeah, shouting out Jimmy. I'm shouting out Rochelle Lynn, too, in Astoria. My homegirl's home, and she's not feeling too good, too. Drew, tell us all about the Sham 69 cover, If the Kids Are United. That I could do before we bring our guest on. When we, Antidote NYHC, went into the recording studio and recorded our new EP, Scarred, we recorded a couple of extra tracks, including a song that we play live these days, If the Kids Are United, Sham 69. And it has just turned up on this Oi to the World Volume 4 compilation. It's out there now. Go check it out. It is also going to be included in the digital, when Antidote NYHC Scarred EP goes up digital, I think in a month or two, it's going to be included as a bonus track. And we have the big Vinny Stigma show coming up. Where is that? We got the big Vinny Stigma, the take, Antidote, Enziguri coming up December 5th, free Sunday matinee at the Bowery Electric. And we're going to be shooting a video for If the Kids Are United at this show. So feel free to come down and to sing along and be a part of the video. So I hope that makes sense. We recorded a bunch of stuff that we decided not to put out just yet. We wanted the first EP to be all original music, and then we recorded a couple covers. We did a couple Minor Threat songs. Eventually, they will find their way out. That said, let's clear the deck. Everybody behaving themselves. Your book is not available even on Cortex in Europe. Why? Funny you should ask, and I will tell you why. The book is not available because it's sold out, brother, because you slept on it. That's why. However, the second printing is on the way. It has an alternate cover, and it is on silk glossy pages. The second printing is on the way, and all the pre-order links will be going back up in about 2 weeks. So the book will be available. Yeah, it's sold out everywhere. what can I say? Sold 500 books in 3 days. Thank you. It is a great book. So the pre-order link will be going up. It'll be available. You know what? You know what's going to happen? Actually, we're going to do like a Black Friday, 1 day only sale, pre-sale on the book. Black Friday, I think, is this Friday, right? We're gonna put the book up for like $20 this Friday. More information to Gajewski, yeah. Everybody should get another book. Can you get on the guest list? All right, listen. Enough silliness here. Let's bring on our guest. Let's talk about music. Huh? Sure, the world is burning and zombies are biting people, but let's talk about some music. Today's guest is an American drummer hailing from the Empire State of New York. She is known for her work with Mindy Abar, Jeff Beck, Carmen Apis Slam, Street Drum Corps, Richie Sambora, and currently DMC and The Hellraisers, and of course, Life of Agony. Please welcome, coming at us from Long Island, New York, Veronica Bellino. Hi.
Hey, what's up, Drew?
Oh, hi.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
What's up to Women of the Pit? Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. All your gals are turned out to see you. You know?
Yeah.
That's cool. How are you?
I'm good. You know, can't complain. I know everyone's home and some people have COVID out there. I'm very sorry to hear that. Hope you get well soon. But thanks for tuning in. Whoever's on. I see the comments here on the side. I just discovered that. So
See?
what's up?
See, all your gals are chiming in.
Anna.
Gina and Lori, you know, and Johanna. All right, cool. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's chop it up. Let's. What's the latest? What have you been doing in this zombie apocalypse? Have you been staying busy and bring us up to speed?
Yeah, man. Just with touring kind of cut out, the shows have been very few and far between. So just been doing some social media stuff, some video stuff, editing. I did a couple of videos on Instagram that kind of got some cool attention. Just making music and compositions with just everyday items such as like baby toys, pickle jars, bags of Cheetos, stuff like that. And just
I played one to open the show.
Oh yeah, I saw the pickle one. Hey, Guy Bannister, what's up, dude? So so that just for fun, we started doing that last year when COVID really knocked everything down, and have a little fun online, and actually got contacted from a few companies that wanted me to do one for them for a campaign. So that was cool. I did one for Sam Adams beer.
Let's look at another one. You know what? Let's go where the horse leads us.
Sure.
Let's get into this. Should we look at the Cheetos one or the Samuel Adams one?
Do the Cheetos one.
I like the Cheetos one. So I got a couple questions here. Do you shoot this thing yourself?
I do. Yeah, I shoot. In my studio, I shoot it, and I edit it, record everything.
You edit it yourself?
Oh yeah. Do everything.
You do a really good job, I gotta say.
Thank you.
Yeah, you really do. It was like I was wondering, like, I guess you figured out what works, and once you do a couple of them, you get in the groove of playing to the camera, and they're really good. You do a very good job with them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
it's fun. It's fun for me to just kind of figure out like how many sounds can I make out of just this one item. You know, like for example, I have like this water bottle here. You know, I hit it on the desk. I can unscrew the cap. You know, put the cap back on, tap it, shake it. Anything that makes a sound, I just utilize and create a track around it with the different frequencies of notes. You know, what's the snare, what's the bass, what's the hi-hat, what's, you know, the high end and the low end, things like that. And
what set it into motion? What set it into motion? What was the first time you were like, let me put this together?
The first one I did was it was called Wash Your Hands, I think. It was kind of when COVID first was happening and everyone was on lockdown, and I just wanted to do something and make some music and be creative and have some fun. So I had like a mask on, and I was at my sink, just opening and closing the water faucet, made a sound out of that, and did, you know, washing my hands sound, the little sanitizer squirt bottle, just different things that was related to staying clean and you know, antiviral stuff. And then I added a little guitar and bass in it too. That was like the first one, and just said, oh, what else can I do with this? You know, and
is this one the latest?
Oh, that was last year. That was for Sam Adams. That was their winter lager campaign I did for them.
This is awesome.
Thanks. I like this comment from Upstate Rick. I'm always on the high end.
Yeah, you know, we got a good worldwide audience for this show, which is really cool. But yeah, once again, I gotta say, you do a really good job with it. And you know, my dad was a film director, so I grew up on film sets. And my dad's thing was a wide angle lens.
Yeah.
So actors, you know, played to the lens. That's what my dad did. And later on in a lot of the music videos that I've done, you know, I use that gag. But I really like how you play to the lens. You really do it well.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah.
I try to have a little fun with it and just kind of run with it, you know.
Yeah, for sure. And it comes through that you do. Let's talk a little bit about, how did you come up? Did you grow up in a musical household? Like, how did music come into your life?
Not so much. But my mom, she always did dancing since she was younger, and so she kind of had like a little rhythm inside of her, and always went to dance classes and things like that. So I feel like I have kind of an inborn rhythmic kind of a vibe. But I just started getting into music, listening to different bands as a kid. And
you grew up in Long Island, right?
I grew up in Long Island, yeah. And
in Huntington?
No, Port Washington.
Port Wash.
Yeah. And just got into bands like Nirvana and Sepultura. You know, I really love Igor Cavalier. He's one of my favorite drummers. Just his style and the way, just his choices of playing just really spoke to me. And that's what really got me into music and wanting to play music. I started playing guitar at first. And somewhere along the line, I just had some, friends who were drummers and played on their instruments and would go over their houses and like jam a little bit. And I was like, wow, I think I really kind of like the drums. I could play right away. It's not like I needed to learn like chords or how do I play
How
do I play a G. It's like I just kind of went up and just kind of right away had a little beat going. I was like, oh, this is cool. This is fun. And just, around 12, 13 years old, that's when it started. And just snowballed from there. Got in my first band. Igor is a drum guy. Hell yeah.
Who influenced you early on, like when you first picked up the drumsticks? like
Igor, David Silveria from Korn, Dave Grohl from Nirvana, bands like that.
I saw Carter Buford.
Oh, I love him too. Yeah. He was big.
That was an interesting. I read that. I was like, okay, all right.
Yeah, Dave Matthews Band, and of course it's not the genre I was mentioning before with those bands, but I just started liking that style of playing, and what can I do with it? Maybe this style can be fused with heavy music and that sort of thing.
He's and Dave Weckl.
Dave Weckl, yes,
he's
huge, session independent guy.
Yeah, he's serious.
Very, very cool.
Yep. Yeah.
So that's just kind of how it started, and got in my first band when I was around 16. And
was that? Oh, you know what? Hold on.
You know the name. It's a very cool name.
Wait, hold on. You know what? We're moving quick here because you sent me a couple pictures.
Oh, sorry.
But no, it's okay. But I guess at an early age you were
a little bit of a dark kid.
Yeah.
But then there's like another picture of me with like a New Kids on the Block sweater on.
But this is like where your bandmate Alan takes his takes his makeup from, right? Basically.
How freaky is that kid, man?
Yeah, huh? You see. And then what's going on? Well, I don't know if this is your first. I don't think this is your first band, and we'll get to that. But is this Chaos in Candyland?
Oh no, that was I was sang for a band later on. I think I was like around 19 or 20 in that photo. It was called Inborn. It was a band.
Inborn.
I was just a singer. I did like a little percussion, like with a hand drum once in a while, but I was just flat out the lead singer of that band. Yeah.
Tell us about Chaos in Candyland and how that came about.
That was a band. Actually, really kind of a cool story. I think I was around 15 and going to Tower Records with a friend of mine and just looking at the drum magazines in the section there. And I picked one up and just something felt like a paper fell right out of it and just landed on the floor. And it was like drummer wanted, bands, Pantera, Sepultura, Korn, Deftones. I was like, oh, these are all bands I love. And it had like the thing where you can like rip the number off of the paper. This is before like really like social media and like and texting and all that stuff. So you literally had to call people on your house phone
what a horrifying concept.
What a nightmare. So I was like, okay, cool. It was like a movie. Just lifted this magazine up and this thing fell out. So I called them up, like this young girl, like, hey guys, so your drummer ad, can I audition? And I went to a studio in Long Island. I think it was called Lyric Studios. I don't think it's around anymore, but it was like a very popular rehearsal studio. A lot of people in Long Island used to go to. So I met them there, and they told me later on that they didn't really know what to expect when meeting me. They were like, oh, well, let's just go. Maybe it'll be funny. Like they thought it would be kind of like a joke in a way, which is kind of sad when you think about it. But I mean, I laughed at it. I was like, oh, that's funny, guys. But then completely, like, they were completely blown. Like,
but the ad didn't specify genre. It just said drummer, right?
No, it said like bands influenced by.
But it wasn't like we're looking for a female drummer.
No.
Yeah, right.
No, gender was not specified whatsoever. And I was figuring that it was probably an all-guy band. It's just what the scene was at the time, which is fine.
Yep.
So I went into the studio and they just started playing, like, we didn't even do any cover songs. They just played like a couple of their songs and I just played along, and I was just kind of following and just kind of felt like where they were going with the song. And they were like, it's almost like you knew the songs. Like, how did you play like that? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, these riffs are cool. The songs are cool. I'm just following along. And they were like really like impressed by it. And ended up getting in the band, and that was Chaos in Candyland. And I was in that band for a couple of years. And at one point, I think the guitar player told me, like, yeah, we kind of like, we weren't sure if we should like go. We didn't know what it was going to be, if you were going to be good. We just had no idea what to expect. But man, we glad we did. And actually, they were like, oh yeah, we want to jam with you again after. And I didn't hear from them for like a week or two. So I was like, oh man, like bummer. Like maybe they didn't really you want to jam again or whatever. So I just decided to call him one more time just to see whatever. And I called, and the guitar player was like, "Oh, dude, thank you for calling. I lost your number. We were like going nuts. We've been trying to like look for it. We wanted to call you. Thank you so much for calling." I'm like, "Oh shit, I'm glad I did, because I thought maybe you guys didn't want to, have me anymore." They were like, no, we definitely do. We definitely do. So that was like the start of it. Played my first show, actually. I think it was at Mr. Beery's in
it's still there. I think Mr. Beery's is.
I was there. Like over the summer, they had a car show there. I was just there.
Yeah, I saw someone. I went and saw a friend play acoustic there like a couple years ago. It's still there. Yep.
Yeah.
Mr. Beery's. So Chaos in Candyland kind of plays out its hand. I mean, and then what happened after that? Where did you go after that?
I had a few other bands after that.
I mean, I guess
I started playing with a guy. What's up?
No. I was trying to get that picture again. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. I think a couple of years later, I was with a guy called Rob Balducci. He's from Queens. He's a guitar player. He was on Favored Nations, the label Favored Nations. I think it's Steve Vai's label.
Yeah, he's a shredder.
Yeah, instrumental guitar stuff, really cool. I was with him for a while too.
But that's like a real gig.
That was like a real gig. Yeah, we went to Europe. We toured in the UK with Richie Kotzen.
Nice.
And I think we did like a couple shows with like Living Color and a couple other cool artists. So that was that was like my real first touring experience.
You were with them for 3 years, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think it was about 3 years, and then somewhere along the line there, and I was still like, that was at the point I think I started like singing for another band, and I was just playing with like different bands as well at the time. And I ended up auditioning for this group called Carmine Appice's Slam, which I think you played a video early. We did a thing for NASCAR.
Yeah,
I did a commercial for NASCAR years ago. That was cool. And that was that picture might be in a magazine, I think, somewhere. It's an old picture.
Now Carmine, I used to see Carmine in my neighborhood here. I think maybe he moved out, but I live in the Upper West Side of Manhattan. I used to see him up here a lot. I haven't seen him in a couple of years. But my sort of perception of this, and correct me, is like he wanted to put together kind of like a stomp kind of thing.
Yeah, it was like a rock and roll stomp. We had a guitar player, and we actually had real drum sets on stage.
Right.
So it was kind of a mix of like street drumming with the trash cans and the buckets and the different things and the bells and the whistles, plus like the rock and roll vibe as well.
Who's the guy on above Carmine in this shot?
The guy in the middle?
Yeah.
Yeah, his name is Doyle. He's a very talented drummer.
He's a monster, that dude.
He's a monster, and I still do work with him to this day, actually. He has a company called Industrial Rhythm, and it's a drumming and breakdancing crew. I do a lot of shows with him. I just did a lot of videos with him, filming and editing and performing. So if you go to like Industrial Rhythm on Instagram, you'll see a lot of that stuff. Really cool. We do a lot of corporate events for corporate companies.
And here's another
I
shot.
do a piece.
You and him, right?
B&Z, yeah.
That must have been a lot of fun doing this gig, huh?
It was. There's actually a video on YouTube. We did the Modern Drummer Festival in 2008. You can find it on YouTube if you search it, like Carmine Appice's Slam, Modern Drummer, and we do this cool like bucket number in the beginning, and then go into I think it might be just the bucket number. I'm not sure. Is that
been retired?
I haven't. I'm still in touch with Carmine, but there hasn't been like a show recently that I'm aware of. I think it just, who knows? Maybe it just.
I saw him play recently, fairly recently, right before I there was a minute where I was talking to Rick Derringer about doing a film project, and I went to see Rick play, and they have like these package shows now. It's sort of like one band, and then but Vanilla Fudge was on the bill.
That was Carmine's band. Yeah,
they were on the bill. It was like Rick Derringer and like Badfinger, and a lot of the '60s bands. And Rick and his band is like the backing band, and like different people come up. But Vanilla Fudge kind of headlined. They played a set at the end. Yeah, that was like a year or so ago.
I think he did a tour with Ozzy as well. A couple
I
tours
saw
with
that.
Ozzy.
I saw that at the Garden in
Yeah.
what was that? It was 1983 or 4. Hold on.
I couldn't tell you.
What year did Carmine Appice play drums for Ozzy Osbourne at the Garden?
That's a good question. Anyone know the answer?
Yeah, it'll come up in a minute. All I got to do is ask.
Anyway, Veronica can answer the internet rumor that she joined LOA only because Guy Bannister sells their merch. I just wanted to be close to you, man. That's really the reason.
Wow, that's a first. The guest is reading the questions out of the chat room as we go.
Was DMC and the Hellraisers taken from Run DMC? We'll probably get to touch on that.
We'll take questions in the second half of the show. Let's not get in front of ourselves yet.
Sorry, I'm like totally ADD. I'm like looking.
Yeah, I'm sorry we're not moving fast enough for you. That said, all right. So, yeah, 82 or 83. I saw it at the Garden. I saw him play with Ozzy, with Motley Crue opening up at the Garden.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So. The hand plays out a little bit. I know a couple people asked, where's that photo? Here you go. And I'm not sure chronologically if this, but tell us about playing with this guy.
Yeah, Jeff. We did that. So crazy how I even started like playing with him. Believe it or not, it was the audition tape that I did for Slam was up on YouTube, and Jeff ended up seeing it and contacted me through, like, his management contacted me through email and wanted me to like play with Jeff. I like totally thought it was like bullshit. I thought it was a joke.
Boy, you must have fell out when you heard that, huh?
And at the time I was working for my dad's company in Elmont.
What does your dad do?
A sanitation company.
That's awesome.
Company, whatever. Yeah. So I was like working the billing office before really doing music like full time.
Hey, Veronica.
For money.
This guy, Jeff, some guy says Jeff Beck is on the line.
Exactly.
Hey, Jimmy, get this. Jeff Beck's calling for Veronica.
I was at my desk and like just checking my email, whatever. And I go downstairs and my dad's like in his chair downstairs. And like, I just got an email from Jeff Beck. He wants me to call him today. He's like, do it. I'm like, okay,
yeah.
cool.
So somebody even your dad knows, right? Jeff Beck.
Yeah.
Right.
Most respects to Elmont. Yeah. So, but it was funny because that video that he saw, I almost took it down because that was like one of the first videos I put up on YouTube, and YouTube was still really new at the time. And like the video that I did, it really just had no structure to it, really. I was just doing, because I didn't know what Carmine was looking for. So he wanted a lot of showy stuff. So I was doing a lot of choppy things on the kid, not really a song. It was just kind of a very free-form solo, and which ended up kind of getting me casted in Slam, which was great. So I kept the video up and ended up getting, a decent amount of views on it. And some comments were cool, but I got a lot of negative comments. A lot of them just geared towards like me being a female and, what is she playing, da-da-da. And, I did end up getting a little discouraged by that and wanted to take the video down. But I said, maybe I'll just leave it up, whatever, just get over it. People are going to talk shit. And like literally that same week was when like I got the email from Jeff, and I ended up asking him like, how, just out of curiosity, what did you see? Like, what did you find online that compelled you to like contact me? This is when we were like in the studio together. And he's like, oh, I found this video. It was so cool. You were doing all these like, fast rolls and like a couple of stick flips and like really cool stuff. And that was the same video that I put up that for Carmine's thing that I was getting a lot of like shit talking about. And I was like, you see that? I was like, I'm glad I didn't take it down.
Yeah. Tell me about it. Yep.
So he's very cool. He's a very sweet man. He treated me very nice.
Is that right?
Road, yeah. We did the Classic Rock Awards together in London. We only did 2 shows actually. It wasn't. We did the Classic Rock Awards, and then we played the White House in 2012. It was during the Obama administration for President's Day. And
wow.
I didn't even play that many songs. I think it was like 1 or 2 songs, but it was, just to play the White House was like.
Well, I like the picture you sent me of you in the bathroom.
Yeah.
In the bathroom.
It's a little blurry, but
and although it's really blurry, the smile on your face.
You can tell. I'm like, my smile just says it all. I'm like cracking up inside. I just had, obviously had to go to the bathroom. And I just come out and I'm like, let me take a picture in the White House bathroom. And I'm like laughing to myself. I don't know why. I just thought it was cool. Yeah. So yeah, that's in the White House bathroom.
Do you remember what songs you played with him?
I think it was one song. What song was it? It was Brush with the Blues. It was called Brush with the Blues. It was a whole blues theme. It was. He made me laugh too, Jeff, because we did like a rehearsal a day before, and there was so many artists playing that day. It was B.B. King. It was Mick Jagger was there. I think maybe Buddy Guy was there, and it was just blues after blues after blues artists. And like at one point, Jeff like looks over to me and Rhonda. Yes, someone had asked, "Is that Rhonda Smith?" Yes, that's Rhonda Smith in the pic. Rhonda was playing bass for him at the time. Right. And looks over to us and he's like, just endless fucking blues, man. Just endless fucking blues. Like it was just really funny to like hear that from him. Just it literally was just endless fucking blues, all day blues.
So did you get involved with him really just to do these 2 gigs?
No.
Like what, or was it? Did something else come up? Or
yeah, we were in the studio of writing and recording music most of the time. It was a little bit of a short-lived period that I was working with him, and it was kind of spread out over like 2 years. But we did a few songs in the studio, which 2 of them were actually released on an album. He did an album called Live in Tokyo.
Is that My White Tiled Floor?
Yeah. I played drums on that and sang on that.
And you sang on it.
Yes, I did. Yeah,
you were singing for Jeff Beck.
I did. I drummed and I sang.
Yo, that's friggin' awesome.
Thank you. It was
that
fun.
Is really awesome.
It was an amazing experience. It really was.
I mean, Jeff Beck resonates with me as a very young teenager. In 1980, I went to the Palladium in New York City and saw him. Somehow, with me and my juvenile delinquent friends, we got up to the front row, and I saw Jeff Beck very high on LSD, on the first row. And
you were high on LSD, or Jeff was high on LSD?
I was. I can't speak for Jeff Beck. I can't speak for what Jeff.
The way you said that, I was like, wait, let me just ask that. Okay.
No, I was. Me and my friends from the Bronx, and I was really, so close to him, super high, and he was. It was really great. He was really great. 1980, and he did all that great stuff. Stuff from Blow by Blow, and he had that record that just came out, There and Back just came out, and he encored with Going Down, and he turned the mic to the audience and. The whole audience, it was a great night, man. It was great.
Yeah,
great
wow,
night.
that sounds great.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. So how did it end?
How did it end?
And why?
Where was I? Where did I leave off? I'm sorry.
I don't know. I jumped in on you.
So
why didn't it go? Why didn't it keep going?
Why did it? I think I remember where I was at the rehearsal where he was like, "Oh, it's just endless fucking blues." And we rehearsed the day before the actual show. And actually, so the president, Obama, ended up coming down to watch the rehearsal. Apparently, he's a really big Jeff Beck fan. And one of the security guys that was there just happened to be next to him. And he looks at me, he's like, I've been doing events like this for about 30 years. I've never seen a president actually come down during a rehearsal. This is really cool.
That's a little intimidating.
I know. And I was like, should I go up and say hi? And I was a little reluctant, a little nervous, but I went up to him and I was like, oh, hello, Mr. President, and he shook my hand and he watched our rehearsal. He's like, look, I don't know why I said this. He's like, looks like you got a nice workout there. And he like went like this. And I guess I was wearing like a tank top or something and playing the drums. He's like, looks like you got a good workout there. I was like, oh yeah. I didn't know how to respond, but I'll never forget. He was wearing jeans and Birkenstock sandals with socks on. And I will never forget that. Just like shaking his hand and just kind of like looking at him, looking down and seeing like Levi's jeans with like socks and sandals on. I was like, wow. That's interesting.
Pretty casual.
Yeah, totally casual. Total casual dude.
For the Prez,
Yeah.
But why did it end with Jeff Beck after 2 shows?
Oh, I don't know. It's hard to say that it like ended. There was a big lull after the White House show where he didn't do anything for really like a year.
Right.
He had like something personal going on with like family, and then I don't know. I guess he just kind of moved on. Like you said, things just kind of run the course, and we kept in touch. But I think he just ended up moving on with somebody else, and I think Rhonda still played with him for a little bit. I'm not sure what he's doing now.
Didn't what's her name? Tal play with him for?
That was earlier. Yeah, she did play with him. I never played with her.
Wow, she's something else.
Yeah, she's incredible too.
Incredible.
Rhonda Smith, who was playing with Prince, ended up playing with Jeff.
I see.
At the time I was working with him, and so that was that. But it's funny, I ended up like seeing him in random places after that. Like I was living in LA at the time, and I used to do like street drumming with a friend of mine, very, very talented like singer-songwriter named Sasha Marie. So she was like playing guitar, and she would like do percussion too, like while she would sing and play guitar, and I would do like bucket drumming and stuff. And we would just go on Hollywood Boulevard sometimes, and then we would do like City Walk. So we were on like the boulevard like jamming one day, and I hear like a voice, and like my back is to the street, so I hear someone go, Veronica. And I didn't know who it was, and I just look and I see this like SUV pull up, and it's Jeff in the passenger side. Wow. Jeff Beck calling me. He's like, I thought that was you. I heard the drumming from down the street.
Wow.
They were playing the Greek Theater, I guess, that night or the next day or something. Ooh. And he just like said hello to me. He was just very sweet. He's like, oh, how are you? How are you? Da-da-da. I'm like, I'm playing on the street.
Wow.
He's like, oh, whatever. He's like, I'm playing.
You run into the strangest people in Hollywood.
So it's so bizarre. But he was very cool. And then when I was playing with Richie Sambora and Orianthi on a couple tours with them, we were playing in Japan. It was actually the Classic Rock Awards in Japan. Jeff was there too because he was performing. So I ended up seeing him as well. Like we said hello to him in his dressing room. And when he saw, like, he totally didn't know I was like going to be there. And Orianthi she was like, oh, come see Jeff in his dressing room. Come with me. He was like pulling me into his dressing room. And I was like, oh, I don't know. And she's like, no, just come. You played with him. You have to say hi to him. And so there was like a couple people in his dressing room. And I was like standing there with like kind of like a semicircle. And he doesn't see me. And then like after like 5 minutes of chatting and like Orianthi's there and she's kind of like trying to like look at Jeff and go like this, like, did you see Veronica? I don't know why she was like so psyched about like me like seeing him. And he finally sees me and he's like, he goes like this and he gives me like the biggest hug. He's like, oh, it's like, how are you? So nice to see you. I'm like, oh, you too. You know, really cool to like see you again. And Richie was like, she's playing with us now. And Richie's like, oh, that's so great. And just very cool. Like,
Legend.
Very, very cool guy. Like,
plays with his thumb, right?
He does. He plays with his thumb and no pick. So Yeah,
Not too many of those guys. A couple of those guys. I mean, Mark Knopfler plays with his thumb a bit, you know, but Jeff Beck just plays with his thumb.
Yeah. He's like, you hear him playing, like you just know it's him. Like when you hear that guitar, like you can tell. You just that's definitely Jeff playing.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of his early work and the stuff he did with Rod Stewart and you know. I want to talk about, hold on. Let me clear the deck here. Let me clear all this Chazarai. A friend of ours wants to say hello.
Okay.
John Connor, Dog Eat Dog. What's up, bro?
Hey.
John?
What's up, Veronica? Hey, Drew.
Good. Excited for January, man.
Hey, buddy. What's happening? Yeah. You guys
just kind of half.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Ahead,
just half packing. Not sure if we're going to Europe or not in a couple of days. Everything's up in the air. Stressful time, but also it's a good time to be alive.
Well, you guys, Life of Agony and Dog Eat Dog and Kings Never Die playing a couple shows. You got a whole East Coast thing happening. That's cool, huh?
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to it.
And it's Gina's birthday in Brooklyn.
Whose birthday?
Gina Vaccaro.
Oh, it's Gina's birthday. Oh, awesome. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so psyched for these shows, man. Me and Joey were just talking about it the other day. We're like, can't wait to just get on the stage finally and just fucking rip it up, man. It's like to have you guys.
We're so excited about it as well.
That was a fun show we just did at the Bowery Electric, John. You guys were great.
I love it. New York City chaos. You got wedding parties crashing. You got punks, old school people, 50 plus, and then you got the youth out there as well. As expected, New York City never disappoints.
How about the dude that knocked himself out when you were playing, and I had to summon all my powers to rise him from the dead?
Oh my God.
You're a legend, Drew Stone.
Oh God. I had to use a bunch of my it was crazy.
You crack me up too when you're like, hey, let's do a song together. I'm like, okay, let's do the Zappa. You're like, I sang backups on when you guys cut that track. So what a small world that was.
Yeah. Do you know the Zappa song? Why Does It Hurt When I Pee? I'm like, yeah, I was in the studio when you recorded it. I sang backups. That was great. That was a great night. And I'm really happy for you guys. And this looks like a great little run of shows here. Jersey, Pennsylvania, Syracuse, Lost Horizon represent, Alston up in Boston, the Chance, the infamous Chance, Warsaw, which is a great gig here in Brooklyn, and the Stone Point. Yep. These are some great venues. So fantastic.
Yeah, man.
No question.
All right.
It's gonna be great.
Good. You want to shout anybody
We're
out,
looking
John,
forward
on
to
this
it.
Sunday?
Man, I just want to shout out Joey Z, who turned 50 yesterday. I saw that.
Oh yeah.
So definitely shout out to him, the rest of the LOA family. I want to shout out Alan as well. Came out to the Sean Kilkenny Memorial that we had a couple of weeks ago, and everybody that turned up in New Jersey and New York, and were able to memorialize Sean and send him off in the proper way. Ex-LOA member Whitfield Crane came out and sang with us on the tribute to Sean on Saturday night. So just real good vibes out of a tragic situation, and we were happy to celebrate Sean's life and his music together.
Absolutely, John. Thank you so much. I love you, bro. I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for letting me pop up. V, I'm looking forward to rocking with y'all very soon. Be well.
Me too. See you soon, John. Take care.
Peace.
That's one of the good dudes right there. That's a good.
He's a sweet guy.
He is.
He's the whole band is very cool.
Yeah, I've been on the road with them. I did a whole European tour with them when I was working with Biohazard in '94. It was Biohazard, Dog Eat Dog, and Downset, and we got very close. He's one of the kind souls in a sea of mutants and cyborgs. He's a great dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, let me take a break here and shout out some sponsors and do a couple things. We'll come back and we will continue in our journey. Okay.
Cool.
All right. Well, there you have it. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. We have Veronica from LOA, Life of Agony, on the show. We're going to get into some DMC and The Hellraisers and some other stuff. So it is Shout Out Sunday. And this is the show where we talk about the tie that binds us together, music. You know what I'm saying? Oh, there he is. Hey, there he is, the guy that knocked himself out. That's him. That's him right there. Little Freeman, listen. At least you had fun at the show, at John and my show, right? That is funny. That is friggin' funny. Listen, you know what? I thought about this. You were having a good time. Things happen. I can't be up there going, everybody should drink. Everyone should drink. And then when someone, drinks a little bit and bangs their head, oh, you shouldn't drink so much. You're welcome anytime, brother. But there's new rules. There's new rules at the Barry Electric. If you jump off the stage and you hit your head, let's say you smash your head open or something, you have to drag yourself off the dance floor, drag yourself up the stairs and out into the street, and then call 911. That said, this is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, and we are sponsored by New York Hardcore Comics, Organic Grill, Texas Silver Rush, Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards, DTFM Vinyl Distro, Chacho's Tacos, and since 1992, Generation Records. Been a mainstay of the New York metropolitan area music scene. Today, they offer a diverse selection of new and used rock, jazz, indie, hip-hop, punk, hardcore, metal, blues, soundtrack, and reggae LPs, as well as T-shirts, posters, and other merchandise. They buy used record collections and music memorabilia and will pay you top dollar for them. House calls made for large collections in the tri-state area. Call or email generationrecords.com at Gmail and follow them on Facebook and on Instagram. That said, I want to bring a friend of ours on the show, one of our sponsors, one of our great sponsors, talking about Devin from DTFM Vinyl Distro. They're a record store that specializes in underground music, punk, ska, hardcore, metal, and more. Located in the heart of Fargo, North Dakota's industrial district. Shop in person or online at www.dtfmvinyldistro.com, where the motto is Death to False Metal. Bro, what's up?
What is up, Drew? By the way, I like your new rule. That's a great new rule.
I'm going to tell it. Listen, you want to get crazy to so. You want to break an arm or a leg or smash your head open? That's cool. Drag your carcass off the dance floor, drag it up the stairs, get outside, and then call 911.
It's very Canadian.
Hey, how's the weather in Fargo, North Dakota?
We just got kicked in the nuts with a winter blast. Like I was working a Saturday, and all of a sudden my car is a block of ice. And I'm just out there like, you son of a bitch, just cranking off the ice. And then I have to drive home, and it's like driving a nuclear submarine. It's ridiculous.
What's going on with DTFM, bro?
Right now, we finally got that typo negative October rust in, and I'm going through those like bubble wrap. It's ridiculous. And I just found out they're on green.
What is that, on vinyl?
On vinyl. Green vinyl.
All that whole CD fits on one record?
2 records. It's a double. It's a biggie.
Any bonus tracks on that, or just straight?
Just straight. But I did have the Carnivore Retaliation for a while, and that had bonus tracks.
What color was that? What color was that? And I would assume it was red, right?
This one was like red and orange. I have one that's on piss yellow.
Wow.
So yeah, it's been kind of interesting. Anything of Peter Steele's around here does not last long. This is a big typo in Carnivore Town.
Carnivore's influence is deep. Ask Joey Z, who played in a reformed carnivore, right?
This is true.
It's true.
But
What else you got?
Right now, we just got in the new Every Time I Die and Full of Hell, and I'm waiting for people to rush through the doors and just take all those. It's been kind of crazy, too, because now we have live events again, so I'm able to table live events again.
Cool.
And now I'm able to just pick and choose because there's so many. We've got, like, wrestling, we've got shows, we had the record fair recently, which we were, like, one of the only stands that had punk. So we cleaned up.
Something about wrestling in Fargo, North Dakota, like I want to see that. That's like when I was in Mexico, I saw Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Like I want to see wrestling in Fargo, North Dakota.
Yes, you do, because there's a lot of broken glass. A lot of broken glass, like lots of fluorescent light bulbs.
Fantastic. Cool. Well, good. Hey, man, I want to thank you so much for being a sponsor and for supporting the show. I wish you all the best out there. And you're welcome back on anytime. You know that.
Thanks again.
Hey, you want to shout anybody out?
My buddy Brian, both my buddies Rob, my buddy Jim, and my buddy Dan, who's having kind of a tough time right now. Hang in there, buddy. It'll get better. But yeah, and you guys too, because I love this show and I love being a part of it.
Well, thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon, Devin.
Talk to you soon, buddy.
Bye-bye. Well, there you go. Devin from our great sponsor, DTFM Vinyl Distro. Before we bring our guests back, I just want to tell you about the Organic Grill. It's a vegan restaurant located in the East Village of New York City at 123 First Avenue, featured in New York Magazine, New York Times, and the infamous, well-loved, incredibly regarded Veg News. Their dishes have won numerous awards, including Best Goddamn Veggie Burger. They make their own cheeses, sausages, and burger patties. And every dish on the menu can be made gluten-free. For all you gluten-free motherfuckers. This year, they're celebrating their 21st anniversary, and they're all about having a great time while enjoying amazing, clean food. They have now fully reopened for business and look forward to seeing you. Get in touch with them and order some great food at www.theorganicgrill.com. I want to mention also, coming up, a couple of shows coming up. Sunday, November 28th, formerly of Megadeth. Oh, the drama. Dave Ellefson is going to be on the show. Excited about this one. He's been doing a lot of podcasts and stuff, so I'm glad I'm not the first one. The Lucid, he did Altitudes and Attitude with Frankie Bello, who we had on the show. So looking forward to having David Ellefson on the show. Then after that, Mark from MAD is going to be on the show, MAD Touring. This is going to be an interesting one. Mark, rich history with New York hardcore. He's an old school thumper, and he brought a lot of New York hardcore bands over there. Interesting, controversial figure. This should be good. Big lover of New York hardcore. Also, if you don't know, now you do. Please support the show on Patreon. That's how it works. That's how I'm able to do this. Want to shout out a couple new patrons: Terrace Cullinane, Brenda Cato, Chris Goldbach, Sebastian Gorgon out in Long Island. New patrons, thank you. By the way, the book, if you're a patron, you get the book for free. If it's free, it's for me. And we do special Patreon-only shows on Wednesdays and put a lot of other cool content up on the Patreon show. Don't be a Hatreon, join Patreon. So that's what keeps the ball rolling here. So don't be scared. That said, let's bring our guest back on. Let me clear the deck. Here we go. Miss Veronica Bellino. Hi.
Hello.
Hello. How many cats do you have?
I have 2 cats and one little Yorkie over there chilling in her bed. I don't know if you can see. Can you see?
Yeah, we kind of do. I thought that was a cat bed.
It's a little face.
Does the Yorkie get along with the cats?
They just mostly ignore each other. Not really.
Oops. Sorry. That was a big one.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Let's talk a little bit about DMC and the Hellraisers and how that came about. I've worked with DMC a couple times through the years. Great guy. How did he come into your orbit, and how'd you end up working with him?
So it's been about maybe 10 years now. I've been working with Daryl. So I was in a band in the late 2000s. It was called 13. The band was signed to LL Cool J's label, or LL Cool J kind of like had a record deal with the band, and it didn't end up really getting. The band split up. Basically, it was just one of those situations, and just somehow through LL's camp, we're getting like a weird sound situation here. Hello? Can you hear me okay, Drew?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I hear you. Sorry.
Okay. So somehow through LL's camp, we got word that DMC was doing a solo thing, and he was looking for some music. He wanted, like some hooks and some songs. So myself and the guitar player, producer at the time of 13, we wrote a song together. I wrote a hook, and he produced this song called, it ended up being called Attention Please, which we pitched it to Daryl, and he ended up loving the song, loved the hook and everything, and wanted to do a song. So I wrote the hook, but I didn't end up singing on it on the final version. We got a friend of mine, her name is Paulie Perrette. If you guys have watched that show, NCIS, she's the actress on it that plays Abby, the like goth lab girl. She's not on the show anymore, but she was on it for like 15 years or something. So she's a big TV personality chick, and she also does music and she sings. So she ended up singing on the hook, and she's in the video. It's called Attention Please. So I was playing drums in the video, and later on, I think at the video shoot, Abby, yeah, that's right, Dee was like, yo, I want to actually start like a band and do some like real shows. And I was like, sure, let's do it. Like I would love to do it, and that's just kind of how it started. I kind of ended up being his like musical director in a way. Wrote a couple of other originals as well, and some member changes along the way. But ended up getting a good friend of mine, Rich Devleshin, on guitar for the band, and bass player's name is David Felice. And the DJ who works with Run DMC, DJ Charlie Chan, is actually our DJ as well. Phenomenal DJ, like just one of the sickest. So that years later, just to kind of shorten the story, just developed into a band and not just like people backing Daryl, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so we wanted to put out some songs really as like a band. So came up with the name DMC and The Hellraisers. Run DMC had a record called Raising Hell. So I thought, maybe kind of a little homage to that, like DMC and The Hellraisers kind of, just kind of all comes full circle a little bit. Just thought it was a cool name. And I actually didn't even like it at first. I came up with it just as an example. Like, why don't we do something like this? DMC, maybe in The Hellraisers. Like, not really even loving it, but it just ended up sticking. And that was the name of the band. We just put out an EP this year called Raw Cane Sugar. It has Hellraiser on it, the 2 singles, Monster, Hellraiser, a couple other songs. We did a rock and roll cover of It's Like That, big Run DMC song. So it's kind of a heavy version of that, which came out really cool. So that's kind of,
cool.
Yeah.
Do you guys still play live now and then?
We do. We just did a show in Massachusetts at the Big E Festival. So that was cool. That was really the first show I had played since 2019 with the tour with LOA. That was like my really first like drum set on a big stage show. It was crazy. It felt incredible. I was like, man, I really miss this shit. Like,
yeah,
I was really happy to be there.
That's awesome.
It was a great show. The crowd was great. Yeah.
I worked with Daryl a couple times. I produced the Run DMC video, Ooh, What You Gonna Do? That's a Run DMC gold record I have right there for.
Oh wow!
I did, yeah, for Down with the King.
Down with the King, right?
Yeah, it was a video I produced off that record, and Paris Mayhew from the Cro-Mags directed it. And then recently, I shot this this campaign for these relaunching of these. People think they're gazelles, glasses, but they're not. They're a different kind of glass that he's known for wearing. Here's a shot. Here's a shot of me and him in Lower Manhattan.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, he's such a sweetheart, man. It's such a pioneer that he is in hip hop. Like, just speak to him. Is just such a down to earth guy.
And he loves rock.
He loves rock. He loves it.
rock.
He loves it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Which brings us to, let's. And I know we're painting in wide swaths here, but it brings us to Life of Agony and your compadres here, and that whole bit. And tell us a little bit about how that came to be, and how you found a home there.
Yeah, that was really something. How this just happened. I was introduced to Joey Z through some friends of mine. If you're familiar with the band Sworn Enemy, Jeff Cummings is a guitar player. He's one of my very good friends' boyfriend. And they came to NAMM one year. I think it was 2010 or 2009 or something. And we were like hanging out at NAMM. And Jeff was like, "Oh, I got to meet up with Joey Z for something," because he used to be his guitar tech. And we met up with Joey at NAMM. And that, just kind of hit it off. I mean, Joey's just a sweetheart of a guy. Just right away kind of hit it off, just became friends. We were all hanging out, at NAMM, after NAMM. And I did a couple of drum clinics with another drummer friend of mine named Felipe Torres in New York. And Joey came to them. We were hanging out. And we just kind of like became friends. We'd talk once in a while. And I moved to LA. We would still kind of chat on the phone here or there once in a while. We jammed at when he had the Method of Groove studios in Brooklyn. After we met at NAMM, I ended up like meeting up with him to jam a little bit. I actually posted the video yesterday on his birthday, because that was kind of like when we first like started hanging out and stuff. And I was just wishing him a happy 50th online. So I posted that video, an old video from, 10 years ago. It was cool. And just, started a little relationship, a little friendship. And I was in LA doing
were you a fan of the band? Were you familiar with the band?
Yeah, of course. I was familiar with the band. Yeah, I remember when they would play on SOU back in the day in the 90s.
Sure. Uh-huh.
And I was listening to them, River Runs Red and Ugly. Mm-hmm. So, meeting Joey was cool. And never thought anything of it, like we would ever be in a band or anything like that. Just kind of whatever, just casual, whatever, hang out once in a while, just catch up. And one day I was living in LA. I remember it was the end of 2017. And I think that was after I did a couple tours with Richie Sambora and Orianthi, and just, being in LA, doing kind of the hired gun thing. And I remember saying to myself, man, I'd really love to, like, at some point, really get in a band again. Playing with different artists is great and everything, but I just feel like I really want to find like a family, like a home, something that's continuous, that's just, not just like maybe a tour and then maybe it'll happen again, maybe not. Like, I just feel like I was itching for that again. And it was just really just perfect timing that he called me one day. And I remember, I think I was in the studio with a friend and I missed his call, but I saw his name on the phone. I was like, I haven't heard from Joey in a while. That's cool that he's calling me. And like something about it just felt different. Like what he was calling me about. I don't know why. I was like, I got to call him back, and ended up playing a little phone tag. Finally got on the phone, and he mentioned that they were going to be looking for another drummer. They were parting ways with Sal, and telling me the whole thing. And at one point I was like, hold on. I'm like, Joe, wait. I'm like, let me say something. He's like, yeah. I'm like, don't even call anyone else. The answer is yes. Whatever you're going to ask me, the answer is yes. He's like, oh, that's so awesome. I had a feeling you would say that. He's like, you come to New York anytime soon? I'm like, yeah, I'll actually be there. Because this was like maybe the end of November. I was like, I'll be there like during Christmas time, I think into January. So he's like, why don't we all get together with the band? I'll introduce you to Mina and Alan. We'll have a jam and we'll just see how things go. I said, that sounds great. So I learned about 5 songs, jammed with them at Joey's studio in January. Left the jam. Everyone was very, very nice, very cool. Me and Alan, I'd never met before. Just, was really cool to meet them. Felt good after the jam, but still never really knew. I was like, maybe they'll still jam with some other people. Maybe, I don't want to get my hopes up too much and feel disappointed, though I thought that it went well. So I kind of left the jam, and I remember I met my family for dinner. I think I went like straight there to meet them for dinner, and they were like, "How did it go?" I'm like, "I think it was good, but I don't know. I don't want to say it's like definite."
Yeah, you never know with these things.
You never know.
You do these things and they're great, and you don't get the gig, and you do it like acting, like auditioning and acting stuff, and you think it was horrible, and you get the. You never know.
Yeah, you never know. You never know how it's gonna go. So. Whatever. Went to sleep that night. I remember waking up and I had a voicemail on my phone, and it was the band, and they had left me a voicemail. I think if whoever watched the documentary heard that was the actual voicemail. It was them like, "Welcome to the fucking family." So that was them, welcoming me into the band, and that was like the best voicemail I ever could have gotten, like in my life at that point. It was really great. It was.
And were you living in LA and you moved back to New York?
I was living in LA at that time, so when I would come to New York, I would stay with my parents in Long Island or Port Washington. So
Port Wash,
good old P-dubs. I was doing a lot of back and forth at the time. Because 2018, that was like the beginning of 2018, and then we did the shows at St. Vitus. So it wasn't until last year, 2020, I moved back to New York, and then here we are in COVID. So it was like, okay, not life is just like, nope.
Shouting out Hoya from Madball says you got the flavor for a white girl. She's a killer.
Oh wow, thank you, Hoya. Appreciate it, man.
That's coming from Hoya, so yeah, that doc was great. Very well done. Good doc. Yeah.
That was very very deep, very incredible documentary. Lee did an incredible job with that.
And pretty much, right away you guys went into the recording studio and recorded. Tell us about that process and who produced it and all that.
Yeah. I remember we were talking after the shows were getting set. I think it was Alan that said, "Listen, we want to like get into a new record like really soon, like this year, like work on it." And I said, "Fuck yeah, let's do it. I'm psyched." So we started writing the songs, kind of like just intertwining with touring and getting together and writing. And we had some song seeds, as we call it, that we put into a folder online, and we all kind of listen to things and see like what sticks out, and then we'll jam together as a band on these ideas and really turn them into what they've become on the record. And just kind of going hard and just full speed ahead with that, and just kind of banged it out. The record came out 2019. I recorded the drums at Sylvia Massey's studio.
That's right. Sylvia produced it. That's right.
Sylvia Massey. I think it was January or February. I think I recorded the drums, and the rest of it was done at Joey's studio. And I think he did vocals with Mina at a studio in Brooklyn. I'm not sure what the name of it is, but Joey had a very heavy hand in the production, and
of course,
and Sylvia Massey, recorded the drums, mixed the record. So it was a very cool group effort, like writing it. It was just very open. All the ideas were heard. So yeah, The Sound of Scars, exactly.
Well, I think it was the band at that point was really open to that. They kind of had a rocky road for a minute there leading up to it, and they were invigorated and excited to have a new member and sort of have a new attitude. So right on.
New energy, just like a whole new feeling. I think it was a rush of newness, and that's what happened. Yeah.
What's going on here?
that was Halloween. What was that? That was, I think, Billy Bio was with us.
Oh yeah, Billy did
All Hail the Yeti, I think. Was that in Europe?
All Hail the Yeti.
Yeah. That was fun.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a little fun for Halloween.
Yeah, I I talked to Billy yesterday, man. I love Billy.
He's a good guy. I've known him for a while. I've known him for a little while too.
I wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for Biohazard.
Oh, wow.
And I say that a lot, but you know, they put me on back in the day. I produced 5 Biohazard videos, and I tour managed for them, and I traveled the world with them, and we lived together, and we did a lot of stuff together. And yeah, I will never, ever, ever, you know, talk bad about Biohazard.
For sure.
Just won't happen.
That's cool.
Yeah. So then the record comes out, and there's big plans, and then things. Then the Death Star gets powered down, right? Ooh.
Yeah. We definitely feel we got a little shafted when COVID hit with the record. You know, we had a whole tour plan for 2020. It was a whole thing. It was really shitty. It was a really shitty feeling when that happened. But you got to move on. You know, what are you gonna do? So
it's the timing thing. I think it happened to Jamie and Hatebreed also. Like literally, like they recorded the record. The record was literally coming. Like for a few people, really pulled the shortest straw, man. Like and Hatebreed got screwed, man. You know, that sucks.
It sucks. It sucks.
But you know,
it is what it is. You know.
Yeah, we're coming out of it. Mm-hmm. You know.
I kind of feel like the pause button was hit a little bit, and then it's about to resume, hit play again very soon. Once I got on the road again in January, then I feel like my life is back on play, you know?
Yeah. Do you like it out on the road?
Yeah, I do. It's
not for everybody.
Not for everybody. It's hard sometimes. You know, the schedule can be grueling depending, you know, where we are. You know, the early mornings, the long drives. But you know, being with Joey, Mina, and Alan is just really a pleasure. I mean, they're so great to tour with. You know, we are really a family. We watch out for each other. We do a lot of things together. So, you know, we make sure nobody feels alone. You know, we do a lot of you know, dinners and just.
That's nice.
You know, just try to keep a positive mindset on the road because it can get pretty dark. It can get lonely at times, but But the stage is great. The crowds, that's what we live for, man. We just want to play. We just want that rush, you know, night after night at the venues with the fans and just doing what we love. So.
And Life of Agony is a great band and has a really intense, loving fan base. You know, it's like the LOA fan base. Like people really friggin' love that band, man. So
yeah,
it must have been. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it was like an important and special thing for me too when I just kind of joined the band. How the fans were gonna react and take it, but they were all very welcoming to me, which really meant a lot because I know I know that the cult following they have and just the stigma that the band has, that they're a very important band to people, and it's close and dear to fans' hearts. And it's hard when new members come in. I understand as well. So it was a good feeling when I got a lot of positive messages and just shout outs from fans welcoming me and just being excited about the future. So yeah,
that's nice. That's nice that you were embraced with open arms. That's cool.
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's great. Hey, you know, a personal kind of a question being that I at this stage of the game I've been fitted for hearing aids due to my hearing loss. How's your hearing playing drums all these years? And do you take any precautions?
Absolutely. Since day one, I've been wearing earplugs when I play drums. I don't mess around with that. I find it very uncomfortable, actually, not playing with some protection. I feel like I wouldn't hit as hard as I wanted to because I'd be too worried about just the loudness and my hearing being affected. There are times when sometimes I'll play without, but like 95% of the time, like I need to have my in-ears in. I need to protect my hearing because just for me, it's very uncomfortable not to do that.
Does LOA play with in-ear monitors?
No, I think they have done that before in the past because I mentioned it to them, and I don't think they're really into it. Joey doesn't like to do it. I think Alan
Yeah.
same way. They feel a little disconnected. They said doing that with just having it straight in. But for me, sometimes I might have a little click track in my ear.
Yeah.
Or I might have my drum mix in my in-ears instead of a monitor. So for me, it's good to just have that personal mix and just to have a little more of the control. So yeah, for me, absolutely. I've since day one, I've been protecting my hearing. So I have the custom in-ears.
Oh, if I could go back and do it all again, I would have wore earplugs. First row at Jeff Beck in 1980. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I never wore earplugs as a kid, as a teenager, when we were going to like really loud, and then singing for Antidote all those years. Also, I think as a singer, sometimes it's hard wearing earplugs. I wear earplugs. I can't, and it sucks because you take them out. You can hear, I can feel the damage being done when I'm on stage. But as a singer, I can't friggin' the earplugs kind of do something to me. So
I know what you mean. Like I was the lead singer for the band as well a long time ago, and I think I used to try to do the earplugs too to protect the hearing, but it was tough because I would try to hear the monitor, but because it cuts out all the high end, so you don't really get the right frequencies you need to hear yourself. So that was hard as well. Drumming, it's a little different because you have it. You want the high end cut out because you have all the cymbals there right in your face.
Right.
So you kind of want them muffled out, and then I like to have the kick like really defined in my mix, so I get that good in the in-ears. But yeah, it's hard, and working with Carmine, and he's in his 70s now. He's been playing drums for years and years. His hearing is totally shot. Like he cannot.
I bet.
He can hear female voices. Like you have the high frequencies. They just kind of get drowned out or cut out as you lose your hearing. I guess that's what goes first.
You don't need to tell me.
I'll be like saying something to him, like literally like a few feet away, and he will not hear it. Like he will.
No, there's certain things me and Carmine don't hear, and there's certain frequencies like, and they happen to be like high end, like my sister, my mother.
That's
like I don't my girlfriend. I don't what.
Yeah.
So, but I've been wearing these, and then I put them in. It's like, wow, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Lori Dawn says all men claim they can't hear female voices. Yeah, it's actually, actually, Lori, it's all bullshit. I really don't. It's all. Actually, my hearing's fine. It's just an excuse so I don't have to deal with my sister and my mother, who are basically the same person, and and all that. But there you go. Yeah. Little Freeman says, I believe she actually energized the base of LOA fans with her skill and great energy on stage.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And this, of course, the infamous Little Freeman, who stage dove at the Dog Eat Dog show that I put on and knocked himself out right there on the dance floor. And then we had to shut the show down for a minute. And thankfully, I had to summon some of my superpowers to revive him, and sure enough, 5 minutes later he's back on the floor slam dancing. But we love that guy.
Wow, take it easy. Be careful out there, man. Everyone be careful out there.
People get crazy,
Crazy.
I realize, listen, it's all part, like, I can't do a show and tell people to drink and then get upset when somebody is having a good time. It's however it goes down, it goes down. Let's take a couple questions. We'll take a break and do some questions. Let's take one right now before the break. And this is from Gina. Beginning drummer here. Any advice, tips, words of wisdom?
Sure. I guess what I could say is be yourself. Be the best drummer that you can be, because nowadays there's so much information and there's so many artists and there's so much going on on the internet now that wasn't around when I was first starting. So there wasn't, it was just basically what I was listening to on the records and a couple of videos here and there to learn. But now it's like you have all these artists, you have all these really phenomenal drummers all over Instagram and Facebook and showcasing what they can do and doing all these cool fills and crazy stuff. And it can be a little intimidating. Even me, I scroll and I'm like, wow, this guy's sick or this girl's sick. And it can be a little intimidating, but don't let that get you down, because everyone's unique. Everyone is different in what they do. Everyone has their own strengths. So just work on that. Work on what your strengths are, and work on what your what you need to focus on, what you need to get better, and work on that. But don't get intimidated and discouraged by seeing others and what they do, because I feel like that's a problem these days. And a lot of people, especially young kids, are getting depressed and getting very discouraged with online stuff, because there's so much out there. But just when starting an instrument, just take it slow. Just work things out, take your time, and just be the best drummer that you can be. That's really all I would say. Just put the time in. If you really want to learn, you really want to do this, just put the time in, get into your zone. If you have an hour every day that you can just stop what you're doing and focus on your instrument, just take that hour and just get the most out of that hour that you can. Even if it's working on, single strokes or doubles in each hand at different tempos, just perfecting one thing at a time. I guess that would be my advice. If I could go back and maybe talk to myself, I would tell myself to just maybe take things a little slower, because I always wanted to do fast. I wanted to learn fast and play hands as fast as I could do, and maybe miss a couple things along the way. So just take things slow, work on you, and just be the best that you can be, and just don't worry about what everyone else is doing. That's
great advice. And that also pertains to even outside drumming these days. And it's just the way that social media and a lot of young people are coming up with all this bizarre pressure and stress. Like that's very heartfelt advice. Gina says, awesome, thank you. See you in Brooklyn.
Awesome, Gina. See you there.
Yeah, and of course, this is Little Freeman, who knocked himself out at my last show. Was the same one who got his ankle busted at LOA at the Starland.
Oh, that was him? The guy that came on stage?
I don't know. Probably. This guy is a soldier, a New York hardcore soldier.
Wait,
is that you?
Are you the guy that got taken down by security that went to hug Mina or something?
I don't know. Let's ask. Is that you, Freeman? Let's know. We'll see. He'll respond. There's a little bit of a lag. I want to ask you about. Hold on. Let me clear the deck here. I want to ask you on.
He responded. Yes,
that's me.
Oh my God.
That's what you get for trying to hug. That's what you get for trying to hug Mina. Leave Mina alone.
Let me tell you, she felt really bad about that, because I think she knows who you are.
What happened? I don't know this story.
It was very weird. It was so fast. He comes up on stage and I guess kind of went like this around Mina, maybe to hug her or just engage somehow. And security just took him down real quick. And I think he busted, they took him off the stage and his ankle was hanging. I saw people in the crowd going like this, oh my God. And I was playing. I was like, what just happened? And it was that was him. And we were talking about that backstage. We were like, first of all, we hope that you were okay, because we didn't really know what was. We just saw you kind of go down. I mean, maybe you were really drunk, and hopefully you didn't feel.
Oh, he's always pretty drunk, this guy. But
maybe the alcohol just kind of deadened the pain a little bit. But that was crazy. I'm so sorry that happened, and she felt bad too. I think later she realized, or someone had told her who you were, and she was like, "Oh, I didn't know who that was. It kind of happened so fast." But I think she felt kind of bad about that too. But are you okay now? Is your ankle good?
Yeah, obviously he was just friggin' jumping off the stage like a maniac at the Dog Eat Dog show a couple days ago.
Well, yeah, okay, there you go.
Yeah, this time he smashed his head. So but that's okay. Yeah. After Dimebag, no one's taking any chances. Yeah, it makes sense.
It is a little touchy subject to have people come on stage, So
I want to ask you
extra tight, I think.
I want to ask you about a friend of mine that I've known a very long time.
Sure.
And I want to play a clip, but here's a shot of me and him a while back. He was in the film I directed. Who the fuck is that guy? The Fabulous Journey of Michael Lago.
Oh yeah. Watch that.
Yeah, I directed that.
Awesome.
That was my film. And so I want to play a clip. And
Hey Doyle.
Hey, what?
What do you call a ghost from Italy?
You want my emoji?
Gabagoo! Hey Doyle. Out of all the vegetables, why does the mushroom get the most dates?
He's got a mushroom in it?
Because he's just a fun guy.
you know what? You know what I gotta say? I like Doyle's laugh. Doyle has a good laugh.
Yes, he does. He does have a great laugh.
Hey Doyle. Why do cemeteries have fences around them?
I don't know.
Because everyone's dying to get in. Hey Doyle. Why does the Wolfman show up when Dracula pulls his pants down?
Why are your jokes so hard?
And you can see him struggling. He so badly wants to get it.
Come on, you know this one.
Why does the Wolfman show up when Dracula pulls his pants down? Because it's a steak?
Because he shows up on a full moon.
Now,
Right off stage.
now I assume. I assume, knowing what I know about, he's got to stay. It takes him at least 2 hours to put his makeup on every night.
Yeah.
So he's there. I assume on the tour that you guys did together, you guys spent a little bit of time standing backstage together, right?
Yeah, because I like to warm up on my practice pad in the dressing room before the shows, and he's always in there getting his makeup going and getting ready. So there was a few times that we were just kind of in there together, just the two of us. And I'd never met him before, so I know the rest of my band knows him well. So big guy, a little intimidating, So it was a little like, I was like, oh, I don't know, should I talk to him? Should I not? Is he cool like that? But I mean, he's very sweet. He's a very cool guy. We had a lot of conversations in the dressing room, just hanging out. And the Hey Doyle thing was so funny. I think it was my birthday. My birthday's October 26th. It's around Halloween.
Oh, wow.
So we were just in the dressing room one day, and I was like, oh, hey Doyle, can I say a Halloween joke to you? You mind if I film it? He was like, sure. And that was the Gabagool one. And that's kind of how it started. It wasn't even really meant to be like a continuous thing, but I put it online and people just were like really cracking up about it. And I think it was something like Alan was like, oh, this could be like a series or something.
This could be something.
Yeah, Hey Doyle. Hey Doyle's a good title. So then I just kept going on and on.
I like how JoJo says, love how you're practicing and he's taking hours to do his face.
Right.
So here's a couple. These are the last ones.
When he showed up late to the dinner party.
Oh, he was.
Yeah.
Well, dessert, probably, hopefully. But
He got the cold shoulder.
Now no throw up all night. One kid throws up in class, they all in class.
Hey Doyle.
Oh no. Yes, ma'am.
Why is the Invisible Man such a bad liar?
Because you can see right through.
You would think we won the fucking line. Just reacted to him getting that. It was hysterical.
That's awesome. Is there more? Is there going to be another season of Hey Doyle?
Oh, I mean, we got a huge budget for the next one. Pyrotechnics, fucking CGI. It's gonna be crazy. I mean, of course. The next time we roll with Doyle, I mean, absolutely. I actually had when COVID hit, I think we were doing shows with Doyle before COVID, and I had the fans submit jokes of their own and send them to me on Instagram. and I still have them saved. So if you submitted before, I still got them. So if we tour with Doyle again, and that's going to happen, you know.
And Alex was with him too, right?
Who?
Alex, the singer.
Alex Wolfman. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the singer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a cool guy.
Yeah, those guys. All right. Hey, let's take a break. My last sponsor break, and we'll come back and we'll take questions from around the world, okay?
Cool.
All right. What's happening? This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. Often imitated, never duplicated. And here we are. It is Sunday Shout Out Day. Good to see everybody out there. We are sponsored by New York Hardcore Comics, The Organic Grill, the Texas Silver Rush, Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards, DTFM Vinyl Distro, Generation Records, and located in Corpus Christi, Texas, Chacho's Tacos. Opened their doors in 2001, home of the almighty Chacho's Taco. They cook up an incredible home-style Tex-Mex food, and this month they are celebrating their 20th anniversary. They've been supporting underground music since the beginning, and in their own words, we ain't stopping anytime soon. Touring bands that play Corpus Christi swing by and get a home-cooked meal at Chacho's Tacos. We got you. The underground scene will never die. Please follow us on Facebook or on Instagram. The Texas Silver Rush is a jewelry design firm and boutique store located in the birthplace of the Texas country music scene in Fredericksburg, Texas. Goddamn electric. They specialize in working with musicians in all music genres to design and create unique one-off pieces, as well as to style them for stage, album covers, promo photos, and, believe it or not, social media exposure. Their client list includes Rock and Roll Hall of Famers Greg Rollet, Ringo Starr, and of course, Agnostic Front. During this current pandemic, all information and online sales are being taken. Their Facebook and Instagram pages, and of course, www.thetexassilverrush.com. Want to mention to you a couple more upcoming shows. But Wednesday, December 8th, from Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, Bouncing Souls, Murphy's Law, another drummer, Michael McDermott, will be on the show. Sunday, December 12th, This Is Boston, Not LA, 40th anniversary celebration with Bob Sensi from Jerry's Kids, Bob for Apples Hatfield from the FUs, and Brian Betzger from Jerry's Kids and Gang Green. Sunday, December 19th, yes, finally, we landed him, Kevin Seconds of 7 Seconds. Wednesday, December 22nd, Mr. Bullshit Bromberg, SFA Go. He had the fanzine Bullshit Monthly. So those are some shows that are coming up. We are excited about them. They are excited about you. You know, I mentioned this before, but I want to mention it again. The book is sold out, but the second printing is on the way. Hey, it's on the way. And this Friday, we're putting up a special Black Friday link at www.stonefilmsnyc.com. Actually, the book is going to be for sale this Friday for one day only. Black Friday, $20 plus shipping and handling. Then it goes back up to $24.95. So that is the second printing of the New York Hardcore Chronicles Volume 1, 1980 to 1989, a flyer oral history. Link going up this Friday. It's $20. You cheap. You bum. So that said, also, I want to mention Patreon again. If you are a patron on Patreon, you get the book for free. If it's free, it's for me. Want to shout out Jimmy Coxis, who's home with COVID. I want to shout out Rochelle Lynn in Astoria, Queens. I'm thinking of you, honey, and I hope you feel better soon. And hopefully I don't have what you have. What else? If you're watching the show in rerun, my friend, there is a subscribe button there. Please subscribe to the show on YouTube so you get alerts when new shows are happening. Also, Instagram. If you have one of these communication devices, please reach for it right now. It's at stonefilmsnyc.com. All right? Do it now. Follow me on Instagram. I will follow you back. I will follow. I will follow. Got my book. It's a great book. Awesome job, Drew. Well, thank you. I'm glad you enjoy it. Get the book. I highly recommend it. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Well, good. What else? I think that's there's a merch line underneath. Perhaps you want the New York Hardcore mug or the shower curtain or the do good things, the good things will come to you. It's all on there. Support the show. There's also a super chat. If you have a burning desire for Veronica and you want to support the show, it's a couple bucks or whatever. You'll come to the front of the line. Do a super chat. You follow me on Facebook? Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Follow me on Instagram. I want to be an Instagram superstar like the Kardashians. Actually, no, I don't really want to be like the Kardashians. That said, there's Patreon. We did that. Let me clear that. Instagram, all that. Okay. I think I covered everything, right? For once, I covered everything. Let's bring our guest back. Please post up your questions. Go deep, go big. Don't be scared. Post up some questions. Here we go with Veronica. Hi.
Oh, hi, Drew.
Oh, hi. Michael LaRoche says, Veronica, how hard was it for you to learn double bass and how fast can you really go?
It's learning double bass. It's not easy because getting the left foot to be up to par with the right foot, just same way getting the left hand to be up to par with the right hand is always a challenge. So it does take some practice. It takes a while. I'm not really one of these big, like, crazy double bass, like Dave. Yeah, like I'm not really that kind of, crazy fast double bass player, but how fast can I really go? That's a funny question, but if you really want me to answer it in like a real technical nerd answer, I can probably, I'm working on 170 BPM, playing 16th notes with double bass, which is this fast. You can hear that. This is the quarter note. Can you guys hear that?
Yeah.
So the double bass would be like this. My dog took her head up.
You're like, the dog was like, wow, she's getting good with that double bass.
So that just to play that continuous is work. But doing that, a couple times, is a little easier. But keeping it up with the feet, steady and continuous and tight, that's the challenge. That's where you want to be with.
When you play with Life of Agony, is there a lot of double bass stuff?
There's a little bit. There's not too much. I add like a lot of double bass, like snaps maybe before the snare,
right,
stuff like that. But there's Underground has a little double bass in that one section. So there's a little bit here or there, but it's nothing like too crazy, like really, really crazy fast that I have to, get in my studio for, a month and work on. Nothing crazy like that.
Veronica, what is your favorite Life of Agony song to play and why?
There's so many good songs. There's so many songs I love to play. It's such a hard question. I love playing, we just started, I don't want to give anything away right now, but we just started playing I Regret. And I think that might be my favorite song to play. It's a lot of fun to play. There's a lot of different cool parts to it and different grooves and like different rhythms and tempos and stuff. So that one's a lot of fun. I like playing This Time. It's so hard. There's so many good songs. There's so many good songs to play. But I don't know. Right now, it might be I Regret. So I'll just make that the answer for now.
That's exciting to join a band that you love and their music and like to get a chance to play. That's pretty cool. Good,
I always loved Other Side of the River. It was always one of my really favorite songs to listen to, just as a listener. So playing that is like a different. It's such a weird feeling. When I played that with them for the first time, it was such a crazy feeling because I love that song so much. And
That's
that's Doyle's favorite song too. And he came out and he played that with us on the tour. And he would come out on his guitar and we would do other side together. So that's one of my favorite like LOA songs just to listen to as
That's
a
great.
fan.
What was your first live show you went to?
The first live show that I ever went to, oh wow, it had to be something local on Long Island. Like I used to go to local hardcore shows in Long Island. I couldn't tell you what it was, but I know I went to see, when I was a teenager, I would see like Marilyn Manson, Slipknot. I went to see Korn. I think I went to Ozfest at a very young age. That could have been my first real concert. Ozfest at the Meadowlands, some point in the 90s, which I think actually Life of Agony was on that tour. I think they were touring with Whitfield at the time.
I saw that. I saw LOA play the outdoor stage, the small stage or whatever at Ozfest with Whitfield, and they were great.
Yeah.
I thought they were really great with him. I mean, no disrespect to anybody, but wow. I thought they were really great with him. Just saying. I mean,
he did a killer job. He did a killer job with the band.
Yeah, he did. He was great. Let's see. Okay. The first time I saw Life of Agony was at Sparks at Deer Park, Long Island in '92, opening for Biohazard. I was there. That was a crazy show. Did Veronica see Life of Agony before she joined them?
Yes, I did see them before I joined them. I think I saw them at Mulcahy's sometime in the 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Mina it wasn't with Whit, it was with Mina for sure. It was like a very blurry, I kind of remember, like, you know, when you remember being somewhere, but you don't remember too many of the details. I don't know if I knew Joey yet. I don't think I did. I don't think I really knew Joey yet. I think I just went to the show maybe with some friends just to go. So yeah, I did see them before.
Okay. Here is a question from our resident historian, Chucky Brown. Can she speak on hanging out with Naomi Grossman Pepper from the horror TV series American Horror Story in LA back in 2017?
Oh yeah. I did hang out with her. I think it was at an event called An Evening with Women that was put on by Linda Perry. I think it was that night. I'm actually gonna have to go back. Because I think I posted a photo of me and her from Pepper from American Horror Story. That was, when was that? That was a few years ago.
When I was in Hollywood back in the day, I was hanging out with Josh from the Blair Witch Project for a while. That was cool.
Was he one of the actors?
Josh! Yeah.
That movie was crazy.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, sometimes I meet people at an event or something, we take a photo and it's just kind of like at that night, but I think I've seen her elsewhere as well, that we were hanging out a little bit. I don't know her well, but I think we have some mutual friends. So it's not really too much to like tell. I think we just kind of took a photo and I don't know. I don't really remember why.
That happens a lot. Like photo op, gets right.
Yeah. Give me a second. I'll find it. Okay. Just to remind myself.
You know what I got that's good for a laugh? Hold on. Hold on. Go ahead. Oh, okay, sure.
There we go. What did I say? Oh, it was at the LA LGBT Center charity event. So it was at a charity event. So there was a lot of celebrities there that night. And we just happened to hang and take a photo. I think she was like friends with some people I was with. So it was just, that kind of a thing. But she's very nice. She's very nice.
I'm looking for, where is this? Okay. It's a little off topic, but we're back to the DMC thing a little bit.
Okay.
And I talked to my brother, who's a film director and cinematographer out in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. And I said that you were coming on the show, and he said, "Oh, who does she play with?" And I said, Life of Agony and DMC, and he said, "Oh God," he said, "Remember the time that we were PAs on."
Man, we already watched that dog already. You don't have to get mad at me. We watched Yo, what's up, man? Y'all can't watch dogs for the rest of your life, man. Let's go on tour, man. Let's go do some shows. Oh, baby! Yo, I do rock. Let's go, man. Yo, man! Yo, come here, man!
Oh my
Me
God.
and my brother were production assistants on this. It was directed by our friend Peter Doherty, who passed away a couple years ago. And they needed a hand, and we worked that day as PAs. This was, I don't know what year this was, 85, 86 maybe. And I remember they rented the ice cream truck, but we ended up in Daryl and DMC's mother's in the basement. His mother made us lunch, and we all had lunch over at DMC's house.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, that was. Yeah.
Let's go! Yo, Mike. Let's go, man. Come on, man. We got work to do. Word, man. It's time to get ill, man. Let's go, man. Run DMC and the Beastie Boys together forever.
Oh, man.
I'm the king of rock. There ain't none higher. Sucker MCs should call me sire. Kick it! Party people, Run DMC and the Beastie Boys on their way your time right now, and we're gonna be cold king alive. Ain't that right, fellas?
That must have been such a wild tour, man. What a show. Those two acts together. Wow.
Could you imagine?
That must have been sick.
That was a fun day.
So cool.
That was a really
That's awesome. That's dope. That's really
yeah,
cool.
yeah. That was the first time I worked with them. And then every time I see him, I'm like, yo, I worked on that with you.
That's
He's
cool.
like,
That's cool.
Yeah, yeah. What I want? What is this? Drew, Veronica with DMC and the Hellraisers played with Sebastian Bach Skid Row covering AC/DC back in 2019. Is that right?
Yeah, we did. That was in Germany. We played a show. It was an outdoor thing. Cloud Fest, it was called, in Germany. And Sebastian Bach was on the bill as well. And he came out and did Walk This Way with us. Oh, he did. No, he did. What? Oh, yeah. AC/DC. We did.
Back in Black.
Back in Black. Yeah, I think he did Walk This Way with us too. But we did Back in Black. Was like a mashup, I think, with another one of our songs, or like a Run DMC song. That's on my Instagram too. But
when DMC and the Hellraisers play, do you do It's Tricky and Walk This Way and stuff like that? Oh,
we
yeah.
do a lot of Run DMC songs. Yeah, we do a lot of.
And Daryl does his and Joe's parts.
He runs parts. Yeah, him and the DJ do a little back and forth. They do Peter Piper.
Right.
Charlie,
Yeah.
Do the little back and forth verse with him. So yeah, we do a lot of Run DMC songs when we play shows.
Do you have a female musician you really looked up to when you were growing up? Mine was Joan Jett.
Let me think. Not so much. I did like Courtney Love. I was a Hole fan. I liked the band Hole. So when I first started getting to music and playing guitar, that was kind of like, I guess, who I was idolizing a little bit. Maybe wanted to.
Didn't Samantha play drums in Hole?
Yes, they had a female drummer as well. Yeah, Samantha. What's her last name?
She played in Motley Crue.
She did. She played Motley Crue as well. Yeah.
I saw her with Motley Crue. They were great.
Yeah.
I'm drawing a blank. What's Samantha's last name that played with Motley Crue and Hole?
She's great.
Yeah.
But it's, like I said, it was hard to find a lot of female musicians. Like now, it's so easy. You just gotta go scroll on your feed and you'll see.
Samantha Maloney.
Yeah. I had a
Thank you. Shouting out Astoria Lou and everyone Astoria, including you, Rochelle. I hope you feel better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, shouting out Shay. What's up, Shay? How's things in Jersey? Wow, everybody's turning up all of a sudden. How was Antidote the other night in Philly, Shay? I saw you in the pit. Oh yeah, she played in Shift, right? Of course. Let's talk a little bit about. Oh wait, Veronica, have you ever been on tour and ended up doing gigs here in Sweden? I'm sure. Sweden.
I don't think I've ever been to Sweden. No.
Really?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Wow. Let's
I
talk
don't think so.
gear a little bit. Let's talk about gear and endorsements and the stuff you're playing and who you need to shout out.
Sure. Well, as you can see, I have my beautiful kit right here behind me. Where should I go? Right there. So all mic'd up here. So this is my Yamaha. This is my Yamaha kit. And shout out to Yamaha. Shout out to Soul Tone Cymbals, Vickford Sticks, Evans Drum Heads. And that's it. Yeah.
Is that who did we just have on the show? A drummer. We were talking about. Oh, I was talking to Jason Bittner, who. Yeah, and Bittner's a hoarder, and he was saying that I said, are there drummers that are hoarders? And he like reeled off like him a couple names of guys, drummers that have 15 drum sets. Are you a drum hoarder?
I'm not a drum hoarder, but I do have a lot more gear than what you're seeing behind me. I just kind of redid my studio, so it's still a little bit unfinished at the moment, but I have a closet right here full of hardware and extra drums. My back room over there is my laundry room. I have 2 other drum sets back there. I have also a whole other gig case full of extra hardware and a bunch of extra crap. So this is very clean right now, but trust me, there's a lot more gear that goes on.
Have you always played Yamaha stuff?
Not always. I went with Yamaha. I think in 2012 was when I started with Yamaha.
Sure.
Before that, I don't think I really had a drum endorsement. I was just kind of playing whatever at the time. So Yamaha just really kind of took me in at that time. So I've been with them ever since.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But Evans, I've been with for maybe 20 years now. I did the
Evans
drum heads, the drum, the drum skins. Right. I think I did a Guitar Center drum off when I was maybe 18 or 19. And one of the reps was there at the store finals. I think I made 1 round, and then there was the store finals. And I didn't move on from there, but there was a rep there from Evans. His name is Steve Lomeyer. He's still my rep from this day. And he started talking to me and just kind of sent me a box of heads after that. And I've been with Evans ever since then as well. So that's my longest running endorsement right now is with Evans. Great company, great people, and awesome gear. I love how the heads sound.
What bands are you listening to these days?
Oh, I listen to so many different styles. If I just showed you my playlist, just my gym playlist or something right now, it's totally a mix. You'll have The Weeknd, you'll have Yellow Wolf, Limp Bizkit, Sworn Enemy, Lamb of God, Slipknot. So many different bands and artists. Imogen Heap is an artist, one of my favorites that I just love tuning out and listen to. Phenomenal musician. It's actually, if there's a female musician I probably idolize right now, it's her, Imogen Heap. I mean, she does everything. She engineers, she produces all her own shit, and her music is incredible.
Right
so
on.
if you haven't heard of her, definitely check her out.
Apart from playing the drums, what is the one thing or the one instrument you'd love to learn to play?
I wish I could actually play piano a little better. I play a little bit. Yeah, that's the one interest. I feel like it's really a foundation instrument that once you play the piano, you can really figure out everything or anything, just music theory wise. So that's one thing that I do regret not really honing in on and learning well is the piano. I know I could still start. There's always time, but I don't know.
I can relate. As a teenager, I had piano lessons, and I was more interested in playing hardcore music and running around and chasing girls and carrying on with my friends. Than I didn't have the focus. I didn't have the work ethic. And I regret it.
It takes discipline to really sit there and and I don't want to learn I don't need to know the scales and play fast and play like that. Like I just want to know. I just want to know like all the different chord progressions, the keys, and just a little bit more. I just want a lot more. I want to know a lot more than I know now. And I think it's good to try to at least learn something like a little bit at a time, or at least, maybe tomorrow I'll try to learn like a new 7 chord or something that I can work on in different keys. Sure. Just like little shit like that. I just want to gain in my repertoire a little bit more and more.
Shay asks, do you like Scowl? Do you know this band Scowl?
I'm not sure who that is, actually. I don't think I'm familiar with Scowl. So I'll have to look into them. I'll have to maybe I'll check.
Send me a link. Send me a link, Shay, and I'll send it to Veronica.
Are they on Scowl artists? Bloodhound, Dead to Me.
Scowl. They sound hard.
Yeah, they do. Sounds cool. This just came out November 19th, 2021.
There you go. All right.
I like it.
Do you, Chucky asks, do you still play the automaton? Am I pronouncing that right? The automaton?
I never really actually played it. I played it on a video. That was funny. It's actually my brother's, and I was messing around with it one day, and it's similar to like a guitar. It has frets, but it's this weird. It has this weird like face on the bottom of it.
What?
It has a very odd sound. It can sound out of tune at times. It's kind of. I thought it was a gag instrument, but I think people really play it.
Interesting.
That was something I messed around with too.
Method of a Groove has a different feel from the other songs of RRR. How is that one playing? How is it playing that one live? You guys do that live? Method of a Groove?
Yeah, we do. That one, there's a lot of different tempo changes in that one. So it's, that one's just this kind of all feel, I think. Sometimes it might be that change, that switch into the chorus might be a little faster. Sometimes it might be a little slower, just depending on the energy that night. So I think that's one of the songs that really is just a whole feel and vibe song, even though there's sort of a groundwork laid for like where it should be, like where the tempo should be. But that song does have a lot of movement, a lot of tempo changes. So
Joe says that's a crowd mover.
Oh yeah, that's a great song. That's a great song.
Lori says, what shirt size, Veronica? We want to send you a Women of the Pit tank top.
Oh, cool. Probably a medium. Yeah, thank you, Lori. That's awesome.
There you go. Right on.
Looking
all right
for this automaton thing that they're referring to.
Automaton?
Yeah, with the last question, because I think they're probably referring to a video that I posted with it. It was like a few years back. I don't know where the hell it is now.
You got it.
But but anyway, you can keep moving on. If there's any other questions, that's cool. I'll just
okay. Let's take another question or two. Heading down the home stretch. It's Sunday shout out day. Let's have some fun. Yes, Women in the Pit are in the house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Larry Kelly in Boston says Larry Kelly, Boston native with a thick Boston accent, says, love your accent.
Your accent or my accent?
Well, I have a Manhattan accent. You have a Long Island accent. Yeah.
So who's he talking about, me or you?
He's got to be talking about you.
About me?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Talking about yous over there. All right, found this thing.
What is it? What's that instrument called? Isn't that played with a bow?
No.
No,
I don't think so. I think it's
all right.
I don't think so.
Of course, Lori Dawn says Long Island accents rule because she grew up in Long Island.
Oh yeah.
So there you go. Any other questions posted up? Heading down the home stretch on this Sunday, November 21st with Veronica Bellino.
Do I own a gong? No, I don't own a gong.
Yes, and
Slipknot or Stone Sour? Interesting question. Probably Slipknot.
oh, here's a good one.
Stone
Here's
Sour.
a good one that we didn't touch on, and I didn't really have it in my notes. How was it like working with Richie Sambora?
Oh, that was great too. That another sweetheart of a guy, great heart. You know, again, treats you very well on the road. Yeah, very cool. Just he has a very off the cuff way on stage, where he would just go off on a guitar solo jam for another, 5-6 minutes when the song is over, and I'm just kind of following along and bring it down to like a kick drum, and then him doing his little deedles on his guitar with Orianthi. And so that was a cool experience. Very, very cool. Wonderful guy to be around. Really sweet. It was him and Orianthi I was with. They had a group called RSO. So they
Right.
had an album together. So it was that, but it was playing a lot of, Bon Jovi songs and Richie Sambora songs, and Orianthi's songs solo.
Did this happen in the States, or was this in Japan?
No, this was, we went to Australia, we did
Australia.
UK, and then we did Japan.
Right.
So that's where, yeah.
Love Japan.
I think I did one show. Like I played with Orianthi before that tour. Like I did a cruise with her, and then I think I did a show at like the Canyon Club or something in California with her before the Richie thing. So
right,
that was our.
What do you do to warm up before a show?
I mostly have a practice pad in the dressing room that I use to warm up, and usually have my click track next to me on my phone and just warm up on some of the show, some of the song tempos, and stretch a little bit. So just try to stay loose and stay warmed up before the shows. So that's mostly my routine.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry, my dinner was burning. Can't have that. Let me think. What else? What do you do to protect your sanity?
Just try to mentally go to a place that lifts you up and keeps the positivity flowing. We touched on a little bit before how sometimes the road could be, a little grim, a little lonely, especially like last tour that I did in 2019. I got really sick on the road, really, really freaking sick. And I remember I woke up that morning and like a fever the night before, and it might have been COVID. I don't even know, because it was some crazy virus that I had, and it was right before COVID happened, and it was the end of 2019. So I don't really know if it was COVID that I had, but it was some other shit. I remember telling the band, I'm like, guys, this is some like other virus. And we had like 4 in a row right when it hit me. And that was like the only shows, the only time in the tour where we had 4 in a row. The rest of it was like either 2 and then off, 1 off, 3 and then off. And it was the only 4 in a row. I was like, how am I going to get through this? And it was sitting in the van after just not sleeping all night, and just had to bring myself to a place mentally that just saying this is going to pass. It's just temporary. You will get better. There's things that sometimes you can't control. Like I can't take a sick day on the road. I can't call in sick. So I have to power through it. So it's really just being in a mental place, and even not being sick, just normal. Just sometimes you'll have like 20 minutes at your hotel room by yourself before you got to go to sound check, and then do what you got to do. And then you got to make sure you eat at some time before the show. So it's a lot going on. It's really just like the ball keeps rolling, and it's just kind of staying in the moment a little bit and not thinking too much about, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do that. And just staying kind of grounded, staying in the moment. Just trying to, even though it does get a little hard at times, just try to enjoy the journey and enjoy the experience, even when it's not so cool. Like, of course, the shows are cool and wonderful, and it's a great feeling, and you get energized when you hit the stage. But then when you get off, it's a different thing. So also me going into the next run of tours next year, just trying to be in that sort of place when touring. Because yes, it can get hard. It can get exhausting. It can get lonely. It can get dark. So definitely it's just try to bring yourself to a good place mentally and just work on that. It's a different kind of meditation where you don't have to sit there like this, but just live in the moment a little bit and just try to enjoy what you're doing.
Be here now.
Be present. Yeah.
I agree with that 100%, and I try to exercise that in my day-to-day life these days, especially, now that I've been around the merry-go-round a couple of times. I think I can really appreciate, things on a day-to-day basis now.
Yeah.
If you were not playing drums, what would you play? Hey, Steven, I see you out there. Hang on, I'll bring you on in a minute. I would assume that would be guitar, right?
I don't think so, because I was never really a live guitar player. I never play guitar in a band. I'm always, if I play guitar, it's either in the studio or just kind of messing around, on acoustic guitar with friends, or if I play guitar and I'm writing in the studio for something. I've done some stuff for TV and film and like other production projects in the past as well. I know we didn't really even talk about, but I do a lot of composing and things like that. So guitar is part of that. But if I wasn't playing drums and had to do like a whole other instrument, live in a band, I guess I would probably say vocals. I guess I would probably just be a vocalist if I wasn't playing drums, just be a singer.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Let me see. Is this now? I'm asking you this question because you grew up in Long Island, okay? And now that I know a little bit about what your dad does, and who's your favorite baseball or hockey team? Oh,
well, growing up, it was always the Mets. My dad was a big Met fan, so
yeah,
I don't really watch baseball, but I just would root for the Mets just because that's what he was back in the day. I don't really watch hockey, so I don't think I have an answer for that.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Well, all right. Well, hey, that was a nice ride. I want to thank you. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let's bring Steven on. Hey, man.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Mr. Long Island guy, do you have anything for Veronica?
Yes, I do. Actually, hang on. Just let me step off the train. We're literally just getting to Deer Park train station right now.
Deer Park represent.
Yeah, here I am. Took the whole train ride home.
Wow, it's dark out there already, huh?
Yeah, but it's nice out. It's not even here, let me stop here. It's not cold at all. It's beautiful.
I don't want you to miss the train, because then you'll be standing out there on a Sunday forever. So, go ahead. What do you got?
So I wanted to say, you played on an album with an artist named Sal Lucasio.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah.
The guitar player on that album is actually one of my bandmates, a guy named Chris Giacino.
What's his name?
Chris Giacino.
Chris Giacino. I don't think I know him, but I know Sal.
Yeah, because he played on that album as well. And
is it the Mazur effect, the Lazarus effect, or something like that?
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah, he texted me earlier because I wanted to get the name of it. And I don't think you actually met. I think you contributed separately, but he told me, when I told him you were coming on the show, he told me that you guys actually played on the album together. I thought was pretty cool. The name of it. Oh. And I also just wanted to say that I think played on the album. Since you joined the band, I think you brought like a swing to the sound that like really, really like elevates them, kind of makes them even more unique than they were.
Oh, that's so cool to say. Thank you.
And I'm such a fan of Life of Agony, and I've been shooting them for years and years. And Alan recently asked me for, start getting some show pictures together for me. And I just kept, like, I have this file. I can't even count how many shows are in it. And just like, I feel like this is the, like when you're making a sauce, and you searching for the right ingredients, like you were definitely the missing ingredient that like is like a next level.
Oh, thank you. That is really,
that was nice.
Really cool to say. Thank you. That is so sweet. That's nice to hear.
It's really true. Cool. It definitely is. And I'm shows coming up, and always like, I think that's the longest I've gone without seeing Life of Agony.
Yeah.
That is this pandemic. So
Yeah.
All right, Steve A, you froze up, man. Thank you so much.
Again, all right.
But you froze up in kind of a cool like. All right, I'll talk to you later, Steve.
I'll take
Thank you. All right.
All right. See you, Steve.
There you go, huh? So, yeah. Well, listen. Yes, thank you, Eric, and thank you for coming on the show. That was fun. Appreciate it. Anybody you want to shout out on the way out?
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll just shout out. I'm going to shout out the band. Happy birthday to Joey. It was yesterday.
Yeah.
Mina's birthday's coming up too in a couple weeks. Shout out to Alan, the band. Dog Eat Dog. Just looking forward to the tour in January. I'm going to shout out, the major support we always get from the Front Rail crew. So I got to shout you guys out always with the support and coming to every show that they can. And that means a lot to bands, especially in a time like this. We really have to just support artistry and support music again and just get things back to the way they were. Because this is how we support ourselves and support our families and our lives. And, it was really hard hit. It was a really hard hit. So I just want to shout out to everyone that's supporting and coming out to the shows now, and really excited to see everybody. So thank you all for that. Yeah.
And good. Yes, Tony, watch the interview later. It was nice. It was a nice Sunday. Thanks, Veronica. And I wish you all the best with Life of Agony and all your other endeavors. And I'll come out to one of the shows with Dog Eat Dog. I'll see you soon.
All right, cool. See you soon, Drew. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Take care. Bye. Well, there you have it. Wow, that was fun. What a nice way to spend a Sunday afternoon with a dynamite artist, Veronica Bellino. That was really great. Coming up next on Wednesday is Tom Soares, infamous producer and hold on, let me get that right. Producer and engineer, was a part of many of the records that we love so much, many of the hardcore records that were recorded up at Normandy Sound. This should be an interesting show with a guy that was around for a lot of this stuff. Leeway, Born to Expire, Judge, Bringing It Down, Agnostic Front, One Voice, Marauder, Master Killer that I was around for. So that's coming up on Wednesday. I hope to see you then. I want to shout out all my other friends, my friends in Ape. Logan, I saw you out there, and Shay and everybody else in Ape and reaching out, and all the younger people that come and support the shows at the Bowery Electric. So, really appreciate it. Roy Ramone, another great one. Drew, really enjoyed it. Can't wait for this Wednesday. Well, right on, brother. Right on. Little Freeman. Big Freeman. Ready to come to the next show and get crazy, bro? I'm giving you the green light, dude, to drink and get crazy at the next Bowery Electric show. Thank you, Philip. Yep. Hendrick, thank you, man. It was a great show. You didn't want it to end, huh, Gina? Well, you sort of kind of got to wrap it up at some point. And I always have a fear that we're going to be like sitting around. So what else? You want to have a little bit of momentum. Thank you, Jojo. Appreciate you chiming in. Andrea Katz, what's up? Yeah. Long Island represent. Yo, Hegs, what's up? Multipass. Yep. Yeah. We should do a Fifth Element show, being that we're all such fans of that film. Next Sunday. Let's see. Yes, next Sunday. Is it Sunday? Yeah. Wow. Ooh, this one should be interesting. Dave Ellefson. Like I said, I'm glad that I'm not the first one. I'm glad he's been doing a couple of these things. So yeah, Dave Ellefson's a week from today. Drew, invite more women on the show. Veronica is great. Hey, we always have women on the show. I like girls. They're awesome. And they're welcome on the show. Yeah, for sure. I'm open to suggestions. Jimmy Hazel, 24/7 Spies, brother. You know, it's so funny. I had this, the one thing I didn't post the whole show. Here it is. Jimmy Hazel, my man, 24/7 Spies, will be playing at the Bowery for free, all ages. Sunday matinees are back on the Bowery. That's Sunday, January 16th. Come on now, get your shoes and socks on, kids. It's right around the corner. Fahrenheit 451 is headlining their reunion show. 24/7 Spies featuring the incomparable Jimmy Hazel, Cropsy, and Iconicide. If it's free, it's for me. Come on, Little Freeman, let's get crazy. Is that your birthday, Jojo? All right. Well, you can come down. You know, come on down. Come on down. You're the next contestant in Sunday Hardcore Matinee. Let's bust your head. Remember, and I'm going to say this at the next show. Let's say you're dancing and you're having a good time. And the music's blasting and you're doing your thing and you jump off the stage and you smash your head open and your brains are coming out of your head. This is what you do. You crawl out of the pit and up the stairs onto the Bowery. And then when you get out onto the sidewalk, actually maybe even crawl around the corner and then call 911. Nobody gets hurt in the venue anymore. That's over with, by the way. That's not happening anymore. No one's getting hurt in the venue. All right? The river runs red, exactly. The pit runs red. No one's getting hurt at my shows anymore. Yes, Billy Bio, new record out March 25th. That's right. There's a new video up. Always dance at your own risk. And everybody's like, everyone's got to be a hero. Call 911. Like, oh, Christ. Unbelievable, We don't call 911. Wait a second. Relax there, Skipper. This was a great show. Thanks, Larry Kelly. Up there. Hey, who went to the Slapshot thing last night? Anybody? How was that? Rampage Mosh Crew. I know, right? Let's say you have a compound fracture of your arm. Let's say your brains are coming out of your head. Follow these simple instructions. Crawl out of the pit to the side. Crawl up the stairs of the Bowery Electric. You were at Lori. Oh, right on. That's cool. I bet it was great. Yeah, we don't call ambulances. We call taxis here. Yo, we are this close to losing that venue. After losing the A7, this close. If those paramedics would have came down the stairs at the Dog Eat Dog show, that would have been the end of it. So 911 is a joke. Get up, get down. 911 is a joke in your town. God, Yeah, that's what we're going to do now. We're going to take your corpse, your carcass, and just drag you out. No more Joan of Arcs, man. Call an ambulance. Whoa. I had to summon a bunch of my powers to revive him. I don't like to use those powers here on Middle Earth, but it was an exception. Is it temporary losing A7? No, it's not. We're out of there for now. I could do a over 21 show there, but I don't want to do shows that are not all ages. I could do over 21. A part of the big problem with A7 is the underage drinking. So, but let's be frank on this point here. I'm in it for the chaos. And, if there's not going to be any chaos, I'll wander off onto the next thing. So, but we can't lose the Bowery Electric or we're done. So, there you go. What's that? Roy DeMeo, Gemini Lounge? What's that from? What, Yeah. But we'll get back into the A7 when, you know, we'll get back in there eventually. The problem is that it's like the A7 Niagara is very popular with the NYU crowd. So they don't really need our hardcore shows in there. They pack it with NYU kids that are like, let me get, you know, 5, you know, Long Island iced teas. And like, you know, and then our hardcore guys come in, you know, hardcore, you know, I do my hardcore shows and it's just like, can I have a glass of water, please? You know, it's like, you know, yeah, 24/7 spies are coming. Yep. That said, yep. Have shows at the Ravenite Social Club. Sure. That's right. That's like down the street. Is that the one in Little Italy? That's like Vinny Stigma lives like right down the street from there. Still, Vinny Stigma lives in the same apartment he grew up in, you know? So that said. All right. Well, hey. It was a nice show today. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you in a couple of days on Wednesday. Have a good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Hold on. Yes, I know I know who Roy DeMeo was, bro. Come on. 10 Long Island iced teas. Let me have 10, right? And then I do my hardcore shows. They're like, can we have a glass of water? You know, it's like, you know. Cheers, Adriano. Thank you, buddy. You believe the Ravenite is a shoe store? I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't get it. You know? That doesn't surprise me. You know? That said, let's go eat some dinner. Thank you, everybody. I'm very fortunate to be doing this show with your support. Until Wednesday, do good things. And good things will come to you.